What's up, SoundCloud? This is Kaylani. From first play to first platinum, find your fans first on SoundCloud. What are you waiting for? Start uploading today.
Somehow you can find a slightly different frame of mind. Right here in my arms, away from all harm. You'll be safe from all the flares. Oh, I know you don't.
After a blown save, this reliever gets a pick-me-up from his pitching coach.
Baul takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door. Ready for another shot now. Jonathan Mendoza. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. First offering on its way. Popped him up.
Run, Meaty, run. Go get it.
Bennett is over, and he's got it for the first out of the inning. Digging in once again, Austin Romine. He got on top of one. It was a ground out victim last time.
Miss Bliss, welcome to the stream. Thanks for dropping in.
Baul has been enjoying a great season, and fans have noticed he's currently leading all closers in all-star votes.
Hey, let's give a round of applause to the fans for voting this guy first at his position right now. He's not what comes to mind when you think all-star, but you know what? Check the numbers right now in the first half. He has been a dominant player. This is well-deserved.
One-run game here in the top of the 9th. Got him looking with the fastball as that had some two-seam movement to it. 2 gone.
Well, that call looked like it was a little in the pitcher's favor, but it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that last one. Not sure the hitter would want to hear that, though.
Stepping in now, Hal Calderon. 0-1 the count.
Grady, welcome to the channel. Thanks for dropping in. Everything's good. Just having a little palate cleanser after kind of a frustrating Jason Farm recording session.
Here comes the 0-1. And now a pitch hit sharply on the ground. This will get foul for strike 2. And he gets strike 3 called to end it here, and with that, this one is over.
Wow, that's a rarity. A 1-0 game in baseball these days. Both of these pitchers pitched awfully well. It's a shame one of them had to lose this game.
And that 1 run held up tonight, 1-0 the final. The Richmond Flying Squirrels took the lead in the 4th and held on until the end. Corey Taylor notches his 3rd win of the year. Clark Schmidt is settled with a loss after giving up only 1 earned. Mort Baul hammers down the save, his 20th of the season. So that'll put a wrap on things here this evening. From my partners Dan Plezak and Mark DeRosa, I'm Matt Vasgersian.
Something's too loud, too quiet.
Presentation of MLB The Show. For more, follow us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
Here now is our final line score.
comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the ninth. Ready once again, Miguel Garlobo. And Dan, what's gone wrong for this lineup today? They're only 3 outs away from being shut out.
Boy, you know, I just haven't seen a lot of fight in these at-bats. Now, of course, plenty of credit goes to that pitching, but the effort on the offensive side has been pretty lethargic watching from up here in the booth, Matt.
Yeah, I would imagine it feels the same from watching in the stands in this one. And a low throw to first and bounces as he can't hang on.
Well, you can't fault the effort by the first baseman there. He did his best to make the save, stretching to his backhand side. He just can't quite close the glove on it, so it'll go down as a throwing error.
Into the box now, Bobby Werner. And the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Here comes the 1-0. On the ground is short. This could be 2. The second for 1. Back to first. A 9th inning double play, and they're an out away from closing this one out.
Oh, man, that's just a backbreaker right there. You get the leadoff man to start the 9th, and you're looking pretty good, right? Not when the next guy bounces into a double play. We'll see if they can get the final out and wrap this thing up.
And that'll bring in Tom Murphy. He'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. And a fastball in there for a strike, 1-1.
Hey, nice adjustment right there for him to get on top of that baseball and drive it to the corner. The first pitch he obviously tried to overthrow, got under it, and it sailed on him a little bit.
And this will be a called strike 2. In trouble now as they're down to their final strike tonight. Popped him up. Castillo is there for it. Makes the catch, and that's the ball game.
Yeah, that's what you want to do when you're playing on the road. Take it right to the home squad and get a win. Now the pressure is off. If they get one of the next 2, the series is theirs.
And tonight's ends as a 3-0 shutout win. The Richmond Flying Squirrels, host of the Fort Ball, takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door. Stepping up to the plate, Garrett Hansen. He's going to lead things off in their half of the 9th as they try to avoid the dreaded shutout.
It's never a good feeling to get shut out, and over the course of the season, it's bound to happen a few times. They've just been overmatched by good pitching.
Now the 0-1. And that one stayed too low, apparently.
From first play to first platinum, find your fans first on SoundCloud. What are you waiting for? Start uploading today.
A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. And trouble it is. It's down for extra bases. And he'll get in at second base as the tying runs aboard with a leadoff double. So he waited till the 9th inning, but he comes through here to extend the hit streak. That was close.
Okay,
yeah, Matty B, you see that wry smile of him coming out of the box right there. He knew what was on the line. He'd be lying if he didn't.
There's a lot of pressure on you because you're walking into that batter's box thinking, I have a nice streak going, and this is more than likely going to be my last AB. He comes through in the clutch. You can't ask for anything more than that. The tying run moves over to third now with only 1 out, so we'll see how the infield decides to play it here.
Now a knuckleball, and it's looked at for strike 1.
This is going to be an interesting at-bat. I think he has to be pitching for a strikeout here, so we'll see what kind of sequence he uses.
In there, strike 2. Takes this the other way to right. And despite being down 0-2, he delivers anyway with a big base hit. And to score from third is the tying run. It's 1-1.
Raga,
Boy, Hero, talk about definition of clutch coming up in the ninth and delivering a game-tying RBI base hit.
Yeah, what a huge at-bat right there. The former offensive player, these are the moments you live for. Runners in scoring position, bottom in the ninth inning, and you're able to come through for the team. Let's see if they can continue on.
Blew the save.
In now,
what else
Tom Murphy. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. He's got a chance to end this one and send these fans home happy if he can get a ball deep enough into the gap. Down and in as he's forced to back out of the way that time. I'll straighten him up there on that fastball. It's 1-2 now. Possible winning run on first, one man away.
Hey, clutch up right now.
Yeah, first Meaty has to get there, and he continues to blow saves like this.
And this is a strike three call. Oh, caught a break there. 2 away.
Well, that call looked like it
there's
was
a link in the
little
description.
Favor, but
Spotsman.
it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that last one. Not sure the hitter would want to hear that, though.
Left fielder, Sam Hilliard.
Into the box, Sam Hilliard. As he'll watch a knuckleball that finds the zone for strike one. He could really use a knock
Umpire's
here.
doing me
0 for
some
3 in the game so far. And low, it's a ball and a strike.
No one better. Here we go. Hey, plays at one now. Here you go. Easy right here. Come on now, get your pitch up there. Need you, dear. Need you right now. Make something happen for us. Yeah, 2 down.
Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. So this game will not end here in the bottom of the ninth as they push across the equalizer, and we're right back where we started from. 9 can't decide a winner. We'll move ahead to the 10th, all tied at 1-1. Josh Osich comes on to start the home 10th, and he's just hoping to get this one.
What? What time
How are we
is
looking
it?
now?
Where am I? Oh, man, it's over? Man, I thought this game
Quite
was
high.
never going to end, but it did.
Peaking.
And
Peaking.
anytime you can win a marathon game like that,
Already peaking.
it feels awfully good.
And tonight's comes to a conclusion, 6-1 the final. Richmond.
Speaking of 16-inning games, anyone catch the Dodgers game last night?
After a rare blown save, a usually trusty reliever is picked up by his coach. A good reliever must have a short memory for such outcomes, as he'll be called on again soon.
Well, the funny thing is, I was reading that they had a reliever warming up in the bullpen, but they didn't want to use him in case of a save situation. They were trying to save him for if the Dodgers scored and they had a save coming. I would have to go through and find what the J.J. Harrell batting stance was. Get that butt way out there. The closest thing I know of to an ephus pitch, Nicholas, is like a 12-6 curveball with minimum speed and maximum break. Get that speed up, Meaty. And then the A's had a fantastic game too. I mean, they didn't start it too well, but like they closed it out. Something fierce.
Morton Baul comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the ninth.
Number 0, Morton Baul.
And if you love comeback games, that was the one for you.
What's up, SoundCloud? This is Kaylani.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Coleman Mathewson. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. First pitch on its way. And that one stayed too low, apparently. High in the air out to center field.
Yep.
Howard stay with it as he backs up and puts it away. One gone. Ready for another chance. Number 15. He comes in 0 for 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, his baseball Jesus, Tim Tebow.
Set and the pitch. A knuckleball right over the middle of the plate. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Knuckleball, 1-1.
My pitcher's so
One
freaking
out,
fat
nobody
because
on.
he's Meat Baul. 5'5", 220-pound, Swedish, left-handed, submarine-throwing knuckleball reliever.
Gets him to swing at a pitch down and out of the zone. 1-2.
You got to be paying attention as an offense in a hitter's meeting in this situation. You have to elevate your sights.
Full of talent.
is there, 2 gone.
Get off my base pass, Timmy. You sucked as a quarterback, too.
Digging in and looking for more, Patrick Kiblahan. He singled his last time up. Here comes the first pitch. There's a knuckleball that he looks at cross right down Main Street for a strike.
If you know you got a real patient hitter at the plate, I love the mindset of this pitcher right here, attacking the zone 0-0 and getting ahead.
1-1.
Not ringing any bells, guys. Doesn't mean it wasn't somebody that fits that description.
Swung on and it gets to center field, and this should do it. He brings it in, and they run their winning streak to 5 in a row now as this ball game is over.
Wow, that game flew by, but that's what happens when you get a well-pitched one-run game. Both hurlers battled, and it's almost a shame somebody had to lose this one.
And that one run held up tonight, 1-0 the final. The Flying Squirrels rode an important 6th inning to victory in this one. Number 73 earns his first win of the season. Morton Baul takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Number 0, Morton Baul.
Digging in once again, Jeff McNeil, 0 for 2 on his line thus far.
Looking for base runners here as they're down 2 playing on the road. Not an easy thing to do, trying to score runs or bunch hits together off of a closer.
Somebody needs to go rattle the cage.
I covered that in the video I just recorded tonight. There's 7 games back at the end of April.
If this continues, I guarantee you see a different lineup tomorrow. Well, you're usually in this situation looking for a bloop and a blast. He didn't want to bloop it, and he hit a missile, bringing the tying run to the plate. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Center fielder number 7.
Stepping in now, Coleman Mathewson, as he'll take a forkball here that drops in there for strike 1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. The 0-1. Knuckleball floating dangerously high and missing. McNeil on at first, nobody out. Hit sharply but foul down the right side. Swinging a soft liner, leaps high as he makes the catch. Well done.
Interest, sure, but
off the bat, that had soft
I would
base
need to get
hit
to the
written
major.
all over it. But a nice snag there by the infielder on that soft liner that could have been a potential base hit.
He's got a knuckleball, a running fastball, and a fork. I guess I would
Now
slider.
third baseman David Thompson.
Into the box now, David Thompson. And this ball is crushed deep down the right field line.
You got it?
He dives, but he can't make the catch. It's a foul ball. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. A ball hit hard to the left side. A screaming base hit here, his first of the night.
Boy, here we go.
Digging in to try it again. Number 24. Third trip to the plate for him here tonight. 0 for 2 at this point. First pitch is a forkball, too low for ball 1. And whoa, this is off the third base bag. And this will get by him at third down the line. It's a fair ball.
Oh, that's.
And a relay to the plate. And it's not in time. He's safe as we're now tied after a pair of runs score on the play.
Boy, talk about on the brink of losing one. How about that? It's a huge base hit here in the top of the ninth after trailing by 2.
Yeah, Dan, you could attest to this. The last 3 outs, I don't care what anyone says, they're the toughest outs to get in the game.
Now batting, right fielder.
In now, Johan Urbina, standing in from the right side as he takes strike 1. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far.
See how we're doing now. Keep it.
Now a little pop-up off toward the first base side. Number 7 is over, and he tucks it away for the second out. Ready once again, number 6. Not much in the way of productivity from him so far, but he's got a chance to come through here in a crucial spot.
Yeah, it's time now that he has to put the rest of those bats behind it, because none of that matters if he can clutch up when it really counts.
The 0-1. Skied into straightaway right. Number 7 has a play. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. So not a good turn of events for this home crowd, as now their 9th inning lead is evaporated. 5, 6, and 7 will lead things off in the bottom of the 9th. And we are tied 2-2. Jerry Sands will be called upon. 4-2 the final score tonight. Corey Taylor gets the win in relief, his second of the year.
Saves and 4 blown saves this year. That's not good. Not good at the slightest.
What's up, SoundCloud? This is Kaylani. From first play to first platinum, find your fans first on SoundCloud.
Fort Baul comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the ninth.
Number 0, Fort Baul.
Striding in to start the ninth, number 23, and they'll need
Hey Grim, how's it going?
Here.
Looking for base runners here as they're down 2 playing on the road. Not an easy thing to do, trying to score runs or bunch hits together off of a closer.
Baul, just a 19-year-old, has been enjoying a great season, and fans have noticed he's currently leading all closers in All-Star votes.
There we go. That's a
Yeah,
pop
Matty,
up.
not surprised this guy is on the top of the All-Star game voting, but you have to take a step back. This is being voted on by the fans, so I can't imagine how he feels to be voted in by his fans to start in the All-Star game right now.
Number 15.
First pitch coming, here it is. That knuckleball dances over the inside corner. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Now a fastball that's taken close that time, but it's 1-1. Called strike, and he's behind 1-2.
2 strikes. Come on now, get your pitch up there.
Got him
There we
swinging.
go. That's
Chased
it.
it well out of the
Yes.
zone, and there are 2 gone. Striding in
God, it's
once
hot.
again, number 3, and he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final
Ridiculous.
out here in the ninth. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Takes a look at one catching the outside corner. Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. This is hit high in the air out toward left center.
Left
Hankins
center
is
field.
calling for it.
And that's the ball game.
Makes the catch, and that's the ball game.
Hey, a nice win for them all around, and an even better way to start things off on the first day of summer, when every team looks ready to get on a roll.
This evening's game finishes 2-0 the final score. The Richmond Flying Squirrels took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. Jose Flores earns win number 7 on the season.
Just playing some meat ball. That's all.
This manager is hoping to stoke the competitive fire of his pitchers.
Fort Baul takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Fort Baul.
Leading off the inning, Isaac Paradis, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up. From the stretch, here's the pitch. And that's inside for a ball, 1-0. A ball and a strike.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
Swung
There
on
we
and missed.
go.
1-2 now.
In the rocking chair.
Again, a 1-2. Hit to short. Howard has it. And a good throw gets him 1
No
gone.
problem.
Into the box, Jake Robeson. He flew out in his last at-bat.
Jake Robertson.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a little tapper.
I think at this point I need to be looking for something like a slider, and I don't know what would complement his current array well.
The 0-1. Now a knuckler hit on the ground to second. Schroeder is up with it
fastball,
on
which
the
is
first,
basically
and they're an out away. Two gone here in the ninth.
Change it. Bit like a splitter.
Ready for another shot now. Perez 0 for 2 with a walk for him so far. First offering on its way. There's a knuckleball bobbing and weaving right over the outside corner. Fans on their feet in a one-run ball game in the last of the ninth. And he lays off for ball 1.
I expect Meet Baul would actually wind up being an advisory message. Eat too much fast food and you'll wind up like this fat bastard.
Tries the fourth ball here, but he falls behind 2-1.
Sometimes it can be difficult for a pitcher. You're facing a guy that's not known to be a big stick in the lineup. Sometimes the toughest thing is to be aggressive and throw strikes.
And that misses, so it's a full count, 3-2.
Time to narrow your focus up there at the plate. In a one-run game, he doesn't want to walk.
Very weakly on the ground. That veers foul, so they'll do it again on 3-2. Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes.
Oh,
and he lays off ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game. Stepping in and ready for another shot, William Botts. He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first. Oh, what a stop on the slide. Wow. What a play. And just like that, this one is over.
Zachariah, welcome to the stream. Thanks for dropping by.
Under your belt when you start a 4-game series on the road. Takes a little bit of the wind out of the sails of the guys in the home dugout and gives you confidence to come back and do it again tomorrow.
3-2 the finish in tonight's game. Richmond used a nice 5th inning to take the lead, and they never gave it back. Matt Gage wins his 3rd of the season. Mort Ball closes the door for the save, his 24th on the season. So that'll just about do it.
I don't think there were any animations for that kind of situation there, Nicholas.
What's up, SoundCloud? This is Kaylani. From first play to first platinum, find your fans first on SoundCloud. What are you waiting for? Start uploading today.
Mort Ball comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the ninth.
Number 0.
Look at that, 208 against lefties and 185 against right-handed. He's keeping right-handed batters under the Mendoza line. My God.
So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Hernandez. 2 hits and 3 at-bats for him in this one.
Number 12.
First delivery to him on the way. A ball and no strikes.
That. Dirty.
And he takes a called strike 1.
Come on. Let it fly right here.
Ready with the 1-1. And this is taken for a called strike. That's a tough call. Now 1-2. The 1-2 is looked at off the plate for a ball.
Well, come on, Meaty.
Hit to first. Fielded cleanly.
Run, Meaty, run!
And he'll flip it to the pitcher covering for
Right.
the out.
Said that fat bastard can't run.
Pedro Severino digs in at the plate. It's been an 0 for 2 effort for him to this point. First pitch on its way. And a knuckleball too low apparently. Perhaps a little low there. It's 2-0.
Not the ideal spot to be right here. 2-0 count on a real good hitter. Boy, you're going to have to make some really good pitches now.
Schroeder scoops it up onto first, and they're an out away. 2 gone here in the 9th.
Come on, Meaty, don't give it up now.
Stepping into the box, Chris Dominguez. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Takes a high fastball for a strike. Baul has been enjoying a great season, and fans have noticed he's currently leading all closers in all-star votes.
Hey, let's give a round of applause to the fans for voting this guy first at his position right now. He is not what comes to mind when you think all-star, but you know what? Check the numbers right now in the first half. He has been a dominant player. This is well-deserved.
And he fouls this one off. Popped him up. Number 7 in foul ground. And he lays out, but he can't make the play. We'll do it again.
That high fastball, see if you get it.
And he gets
Get nothing.
called to
He
end
moves.
it here. And with that, this one is over.
And he puts a bow on this one to end it. How about his 25th save of the season? He's proven to be a solid tool at the back of the bullpen, and every team needs one of those.
Hey, kids.
3-2 the finish in
Meat
tonight's
Baul's
game.
got 25
The
saves, and
Flying
he's not even
Squirrels
halfway
took the lead
through
in
the
the 4th
season.
and held on until the end. Number 73 earns the win, his 2nd. Mort Baul records the save, his 25th of the year. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For
As long
more,
as we
find us on
recognize that
Twitter
the save
at
is stat,
MLB
it's
The
silly
Show.
in the way it's used, but it's a number. The number's getting bigger. You like that.
Here now is our final line score. First for your victorious home team. 3 runs, 6 hits.
Mort Baul takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Number 0.
Hey, Ant, how's it going? Thanks for dropping by.
Hernandez will pinch hit here, and he's the potential tying run.
Leading off for Harrisburg. Left fielder.
Too low, 1-0. The numbers coming in, 278 the average, 5 homers, 18 driven in. 2-0.
You'll hear me say this time after time up here in the booth. You fight so hard to get into these counts. 1-0, 2-0, 3-1.
A
They
couple
don't
blown
happen often.
saves, and
This is a huge spot.
Meaty being
Count
Meaty.
leverage. Look
Just
for him to get
a really
loose on
quick,
the
a really
fastball
fast
right here.
play.
Now the 2-1.
Meaty had
Throws a
to
bit
beat a guy
inside
out
for
to
a
first
ball.
base on a foot race.
Great situation
to
right
tag him
here.
out.
Leading off the inning, you gotta find a way to get on base any way possible. But I don't like to take the aggression away from hitters. If it's in your zone, I want you swinging.
Fork ball that he can't make contact, so it's full now, 3-2.
He's behind on a fork ball. How do you manage that?
Fastball,
There
got
you
him
go.
looking, as that had 2 seam
Get on
action
out.
on it, 1 gone.
Okay, see, get it.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go Jamie Westbrook.
Left fielder. Jamie Westbrook.
Now here's the pitch. And he'll just watch this thing to try and get an idea. It's 0-1.
Come on, big guy, get
tough one to lay off, called a strike.
Hey, one pitch right here. Come on now.
And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
Well, you have to feel pretty confident about the way this one's going to end up as a manager. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts from the closer. There's not a whole lot more he can do to instill confidence that he's going to wrap this thing up without any problem.
Now batting, number 73.
Hey, first pitch strikes right here. Get ahead right now.
I want some Jim Bowden type deliveries. I want his hat to fall off every time he throws.
Into the box, Gutierrez. As he'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. And that's taken for strike 2, as now they're down to their final strike here this afternoon.
Well, why don't I just share the updated numbers from after this last game that I recorded today.
Is this. I think the
ERA 2.42, FIP 1.98, XFIP 3.20.
Way out of the zone doesn't serve any purpose.
And he gets strike 3 called to end it here.
Struck out the side.
This one is over.
Good job there to slam the door for the win, and they finished the month with the bang, just the way you want to.
A 1-run game this afternoon, 3-2 the final finish. Richmond rode an important 6th inning to victory in this one. Number 68 earns win number 7 on the season. Mort Baul strikes out the side to record the save, his 26th. So that's it for us this afternoon. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Mort Baul comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the 9th.
Number 0, Mort Baul.
Well, I'm leaving out some important details, so you'll just have to wait for tomorrow's video to find out exactly what happened. Jack Kirkland is the name you're looking at for the Galaxy Film
of the lineup, stepping in,
Superman
Hunter
Jack
Jones.
Kirkland.
A hat trick
And last I checked,
was
he was
credited in this
still
one,
down in
so
the
he's
minors.
looking to avoid the dreaded golden sombrero here.
They look like they're up against it here, down 3 on the road, trying to come back against a closer.
Strike 1 to start the at-bat.
Hey, no outs here.
What's up, SoundCloud? This is
Comes
Kayla.
set and the 0-1. Could have hit that with a 3-iron. A low knuckleball called for a strike.
Hey, you find yourself down 0-2. You've got to grind a little bit right here. I don't understand the game plan. Let's see if we can get this one back to even count.
Not a problem. Thank you for dropping by.
Now a ball lifted high in the air towards shallow right center field. Schroeder over to his left. 1 out. At the plate, Gutierrez. He's 1 for 4 for the game.
Number 73.
Here comes the
I
first
think
pitch.
our
Looks
other
at a
friend from the
knuckleball that
minors,
finds the bottom of the strike zone.
Sergio Crespo, I think he's still languishing in El Paso.
A fastball that just misses inside.
You know, something to keep in mind, they're really burning through that bullpen, and this is only the first game of the series. Definitely could have an impact on the rest of the series, and maybe even the whole week ahead.
8-5, yeah, it's nuts. I'd rather talk about why it's dumb for them to be using
And
a
a
closer in
fastball
a
just
game
a
that's
bit high.
this far apart.
Bases are empty, 1 man out.
I mean, Meaty's not going to complain. Meaty's glad
Struck
whenever
him
they
out.
let him out of the chafing dish. But from a leverage index and whatever,
So
perspective,
stepping in, Jack
this is as close
Abernathy
to
comes
a
to the plate as the
close to
last
a-
chance for his side. 2 out here in the 9th.
yeah, Raga, because a left-handed Swede, 5'5", 220 pounds, who throws a knuckleball submarine is less realistic than friggin' Bobby Crosby.
Here's the first pitch to him. Fly ball out toward left center field. He leaps, but he can't get it. It's down for extra bases.
We got some problems here.
And he'll make it to second base now with 2 gone.
Wow, throw a tent over it and bring out the clown. Look like a 3-ring circus out there. One outfielder mistimes his jump and the ball gets past him. His buddy has to back him up and get the ball in. A good thing.
I mean, I
too.
get what you're trying to say,
Otherwise,
Rod.
it could have been a
I
triple
don't
or
disagree
even an
with you.
inside the
I'm
Parker.
doing my best to play on difficulties that are more reflective of major leagues. Trying to represent a lot more the grind that gets into these games than just the flip through 3 games. You play 9 at bats and you got about 5 minutes worth of video gameplay.
Standing in now, Hernandez, as he takes a cold strike at the knees. It's 0-1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. And it's 1-1.
You know, in this situation, you almost have to pitch like there's no one on base. That run really doesn't mean anything with the lead they've got. The hitter is the guy that can turn this game on its head.
So 1-1 home. Taking called strike 2, and now they're down to their final strike tonight.
That's an insane fastball.
And
well, bam!
Strike 3 called to end it here, and with that, this one is over.
Get out of my ballpark.
More common in baseball now these days to use a ton of pitchers to get through a game, and it took 6 here to get the job done, but hey, they'll do whatever they can to get a W.
8-5 tonight. Richmond rode an important 6th inning to victory in this one. Jose Valdez claims the win out of the pen, his first. Mort Ball earns the save out of the bullpen, his 27th of the campaign. So that just about does it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way on over to
the Norse god
of
relief pitching strikes again.
Here now.
I think if Meet Baul comes to a child's home, they've got bigger problems than trying to hit his knuckleball. They don't really give the Cy Young to relievers, but he would probably get the Trevor Hoffman Award, the Reliever of the Year award.
A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Meaty could be made a starter at some point. Like his stamina is nothing special, but it could happen.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Richmond.
Striding in to start the ninth, Anderson Feliz, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Yeah, I can show Meets overall as soon as I get back to the main menu.
He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Knuckleball upstairs, dangerous pitch taken for a strike.
Well, I mean, in keeping with the way Road to the Show works, Meet Baul had a stint as a starter earlier in the 2018 season. I think he had like 2 starts. I think he pitched okay. I think he was like a four inning outing in one of them, and it was like a 6 or 7 inning outing in the other one.
The 0-2 home. Swing and a miss, and that'll get a groan from the home supporters here. 1 away.
This has not been a weekend to remember for him. He's just been completely lost at the plate, flailing all over the place. Now that's his 6th strikeout of the series. They've really got him figured out.
Now batting, catcher.
Stepping in now, Edgar Cabral. As with 1 away, he won't catch up with the fastball, and it's 0-1. So far, 2 for 3 in this one.
Get your pitches ready. Let's go, big guy. Your spot.
And this one's downstairs. It's a ball and a strike.
Here we go, guys.
Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. Right side. And that is going to sneak on through into right. It's a 1-out single.
D-Roll, I would
It's
imagine
risky,
one of the toughest things to hit is to hit the knuckleball.
I'll tell you the
It's
same
like
thing I told you
trying to hit a
before. It's a risky
butterfly
pitch to
flying in front of
throw
home
because
plate.
if you get your bat up to it,
I said it's like
then
trying
that
to hit
one's
a
even
paper airplane.
easy.
The old adage, if you see it high, let it fly. If it's low, let it go.
Into the box now, Preston Palmero. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Ready with the 0-1. And that one just missed outside. Cabral, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. Hard hit to the left side, but
nice.
taken in out there at short. Had him played perfectly that time, and there are 2 gone now. Standing in, Adrian Marin. And he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And he gets the call that time for strike number 1. 2 out with the man at first. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike.
Come on, baby. See your shot. Hey, now, get us out of this. Shut me down. Let's go, kid.
I mean, you would have to do it very, very sparingly. The kind of thing that you would have to break, keep hidden in your toolbox and break out at the moment they'd least expect it. Like a forbidden technique or something.
Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes.
Oh,
swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
And the Meet Baul keeps rolling.
Win, but it's awfully hard to win in this game, especially on the road. But they find a way to get it done, and they should be very happy with this performance.
9-6, the final tally in this one. The Flying Squirrels get their 30th win on the road so far this season. Reyes Maranta gets the win in relief, his 2nd of the year. Mort Ball wraps it up for the save, his 28th on the season. So that's a wrap for us here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB
he just needs to get up to AAA or
click over to
majors,
theshownation.com.
People can put him into his place. So Meaty is currently at 67 overall.
Line score. First for the victorious visiting
He's doing okay. His
9 runs.
home runs per 9 is kind of low,
1 error.
but I think we determined that. I've heard, like I said previously,
6 runs on 14 hits.
he is.
1 error. They left 4 men on base.
I had heard previously that home runs per 9 is not a stat that influences games that you personally play. It only influences the games that you simulate. So. No, Meaty's still in AA. He's in his 2nd year, and he still hasn't made the cut yet. He's 67 overall, but they got Keith Bradley in the bullpen, and then they got Hunter Strickland, who's their setup man. And then they got FORE Guerin, Derek Law, and Will Smith. So the MLB side of things, they're all set. Then they got Danny Farquhar. And as the closer at AAA, and I would feel really bad if I took that job away from him. That's the guy who had the brain aneurysm on the White Sox this year and almost died. Oh, they didn't vote. They didn't use me in the. They didn't use me in the All-Star game. I am really mad about that. Hashtag snub.
Baul comes on now, and he's just hoping to keep this thing tied. No save opportunity here.
Now look at this. Everybody's under the Mendoza line when they face Meet Baul.
Stepping into the box, Harold Ramirez. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
Nobody down here. First here.
And that misses downstairs for a ball. 1-1.
Hey, let it rip.
1-1. Here it is. Takes a look down at the knees for a strike. Ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Now a swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. And he missed with it up and in to even things at 2-2.
I don't care how mad you are about getting cheated out of an All-Star appearance.
Line towards center field. Oh, in this kicks
oh my
right off
God!
of
Look at
Legs
that.
Churning. He's headed for second.
I'm pretty sure that's not how physics works.
And he'll pull into second here with nobody out.
When you heard the crack of the bat, you just knew that was going to get down for an extra base hit. Great way to start an inning, that's for sure.
Goodness.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Jose Pujols.
Into the box, Jose Pujols. Now a bunt attempt here. Bennett fields it cleanly. Only play to first, so the sacrifice works that time.
Go-ahead run to third there after the bunt. The sacrifices aren't everyone's favorite play because you give up precious outs, but they do have a lot of ways now to take the lead.
All right.
Here we go. Watch out.
I'll listen to what I was told previously.
One out now. All right, let's go. Let's go. Come on.
And it looks as though they're going to set up the double play. There's the free pass signal, so there'll be runners at the corners with one gone.
In a situation like this, sometimes you gotta swallow your pride.
In now, Tim Lopes. Been a rough go of things at the plate for him so far, but his guys are looking for him to change that right here.
Yeah, nothing better than coming through for the boys in a tight game, Matt, especially when you're kind of due to do something productive.
What? Man.
Well, they really didn't have a shot at turning 2 on the high chopper. They only get 1, and that allows the runner from third to
That was
score.
about the best I could have done it there. Well.
Digging in, number 3. On the night, he's 2 for 4 with a pair of singles. First delivery to him on the way. A high fastball is in there.
Well, it wasn't a save anyway.
And that one right down Main Street.
That's back-to-back pitches taken for strikes.
I am
Puts
on the
himself
hook for
in
the
a
loss.
bad spot.
Something that Meaty's not used
he can
to.
battle back in this AB.
Lofted in the air out toward right center. Slater's under it. And that's the 3rd out. So a run on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. 5, 6, and 7 will lead things off in the bottom of the 9th. Fisher Cats lead it 2-1. So striding in, number 2. He'll be the one to lead it off here in the
but they're
top
going
of
to leave
inning
him into
number
the
10.
10th, and they scored a run to tie it back up.
Here comes the first pitch.
Come on, Meaty. Let's do it.
Belt high and right down the middle for a strike.
Obviously, it's pretty deflating when you blow a lead in the bottom of the 9th, and now you're still fighting in extra innings. But the fact is, the game is tied, and a win is still very much a possibility, so they have to play that way.
Hey, you can do it, kid. No one better up there. Let's go.
0-2, here it is. And he
There's
got
a
it.
swing and a miss.
Coming to the plate now, Emilio Guerrero. No hits in 2 trips to the plate for him in the ballgame. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss
Late on
just
that.
behind a lively fastball.
Yeah, Matty, he's very late on that first pitch. I got to think he was guessing off speed.
Popped him
Pop
up.
up. Oh,
Number 7 is under it. But
Yep.
it's the pitcher that makes
Meaty.
the play. And there are
What are
2
you
gone
doing?
now. Next will be the cleanup hitter, Nick Benitez. 0 for 4 with a strikeout thus far. From the stretch.
Stolen valor.
And he takes a pitch that's ruled a strike at the knees. Pretty liberal strike zone there. It's 0-1.
Wait for a good one now.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out.
Meaty doesn't run so much as he just kind of rolls along.
And he
Swing
strikes
and
him
a
out here for
miss.
out number 3. So after a scoreless top half, they'll have a chance to win it here in the bottom half. Pretty painless half of the inning, all told. So one will win it here as we go to the bottom of inning number 10. And we are tied 2-2. Josh Osich takes the mound to start the 11th inning.
Number 61.
Alrighty, Meaty. Let's see how you did. And we won it.
Well, everyone was treated to a really well-played ball game in this one, and the guy you see there turned in a particularly notable performance, so he's our top player of the game in this one.
Yeah, no question, he was a tough out up there. Ended up collecting 3 knocks, including a home run, so without him in the lineup, I think this might have been a different story.
I'm kind of salty about that still, so I better go check the voting on it. Meet Baul was drafted by and is playing for the affiliates for the San Francisco Giants. Yeah, look at that. They voted him top of the vote. They was top of the voting, Eastern League, and they didn't use him at all. I don't even get to see the box score. That's bullcrap. Oh dear. Bottom of the 9th. 2 out. We are up 4-0. But like whether or not it was a save situation, if you're going to name a guy an all-star, it's kind of a
Takes the ball
shit
now in
move
inning
not to
number
actually
9,
play
looking
him.
to close the door. Now at the plate,
I mean, maybe,
Dan
you know,
Kelly.
Clayton Kershaw
And these
or-
guys are making a little push here. You have to like the effort despite the odds.
Yeah, you really
Luis
do, Matt.
Severino
Look,
or
they
whoever
still have a significant
could
hill to
pitch
climb
9
ahead.
innings in an
They
all-star
string a couple
game,
of
but
hits together here. and
You
all of a sudden,
you
this thing feels
voted
doable.
for a bunch of relievers and closers. You might as well use them.
He's set. Here it comes. There's a knee-high pitch that catches the zone. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Ripped down the first base line. Rivera on third. Castro at second with 2 gone.
Wait on that. So I'm going to give you another one right up in your business.
And he gets strike
Goodbye.
3 called to end it here. And with that, this one is over.
Well, he didn't even break a sweat this one. 3 pitches, he gets the out and heads to the clubhouse to celebrate. Can't do much better than that.
4-0 the score tonight. Richmond jumped ahead in the 7th inning and never gave the lead back. Corey Taylor with his 4th win this season. Stephen Fife to settle with a loss after giving up only 1 earned. So that'll put a wrap on things here this evening. From my partners Dan Plesac and Mark DeRosa, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a special presentation of MLB The Show. For more, follow us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
Fans, our final line score. First, for the victorious visiting team.
Fort Ball comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the 9th.
Number 0, Morton Ball.
Ready for another shot now. Number 70. He's batting cleanup in this one, but will get us started here in the inning as they look to wake up the bats.
Yeah, not much to get excited about with just a single notch on the scoreboard, but you have to give credit to where it's deserved. The pitching on the other side has been really impressive.
A ball and a strike.
Hey, boys, although I'd love to get all over this offense for underachieving, let's tip our cap to this pitching staff right here. They've been able to execute, working all 4 quadrants and keeping this team totally off balance.
A ball and 2 strikes now.
Hello, Adam. Welcome to the show.
Here we go now. Come
Thanks
on
for
now.
dropping by.
What's up, SoundCloud? This is Kaylani.
Hey, come on now.
From first play to first platinum. Find
And
the
yes,
first
it's Meaty Meet Baul once again,
start
making a greasy mockery of the sport of baseball and the Eastern League.
The 1-2. Dribbled up the line. That winds up foul. The 1-2. Freezes him on the inside. Strike 3.
This pitching staff has done a really good job against this guy in this series. This is a really good hitter, and it's not easy to make a guy strike out 5 times in a series up to this point, but that's what they've done to this guy so far.
The right fielder, number 9, Connor.
In now, Connor Capel. Grounded up the first baseline. This gets foul. It's 0-1. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. The 0-1 pitch. Misses for ball 1.
Almost.
Hey, we got one. Good one right here.
And that one stayed too low, apparently. 1 out, nobody on. At the knees for a called strike, and it's back to even at 2-2.
Could be a high outside. Screwball would be fun, but I don't know if anyone actually knows that.
Now another 2-2.
Thing about
strikes him out as
major
well. So make
MLB
it
The Show
back-to-back
18 is
punch
that
outs
unlike
here to the
previous years,
first 2
you have to be on a team with a teammate who knows the pitch
You
you
have to feel pretty
want.
confident about the way this one's going to end up as a manager. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts from the closer. There's not a whole lot more he can do to instill confidence that he's going to wrap this thing up without any problem.
23.
I think you're right.
In
Rather
now,
than a
number
slider, I
23,
really want to try
as
for
you'll
a
watch a
slurve
knuckleball
instead.
that dances its way in there for strike 1. He was retired via the ground ball last time up.
Hey, we got 2 here. Hey, let's go, kid. What time here?
Hit sharply on the ground. And the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit. So the bottom of the inning is still alive after the 2-out base hit.
That fires me up right there. What a
They
clutch
put Jim
AB,
Restino
a
in the
2-out
chafing dish.
single to get the tying run to the plate. That's all you can ask for.
Riding in once again, Daniel Salter. He represents the potential tying run if he can launch one or find a way around.
Basically,
the
I just want to go for kind of the most eccentric pitches I can find.
Yard, even though that would be the best result they could hope for. He's not a long ball threat, and he knows it. So he could just be looking for some way to keep that line moving.
A runner on first with 2 away.
You know what I only just realized? my brain's backward because Meaty is a left-hander, and that means his running fastball actually breaks left, not right.
And it's 1-2.
I've been throwing them inside to right-handers.
Turned on, but it's
breaking
wide
in on the
first and foul.
Trying to throw them inside, throw them outside, and have them break away. I think a slider is going to be the last pitch that Jason gets, but I think I'm going to hold off on getting that until I'm a little happier with the pitches I have. The cutter in particular
down to their final strike. Here it comes. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. And a big sigh of relief on the mound as that nearly tied it. But
Nucky.
And he strikes him out to end it here as they were able to get the possible tying run to the plate, but could not cash in.
Excellent work putting the finishing touches on this one, picking up save number 30 now on the year. Nice job from him.
3-1 the final score this afternoon. The Flying Squirrels rode an important 6th inning to victory in this one. Number 73 wins his 3rd of the season. Mort Paul hammers down the save, his 30th. So that'll just about do it for us this afternoon.
Third save,
thanks
number
to Mark
30.
Rosa and Dan.
Ban this sick filth. Put the health inspector in here. What do I gotta do to get the call up, man? Utter nonsense. Meaty's at his stamina cap. Yep. He's that up. Well, as I recall, the call-ups are based on your overall rating, so it doesn't really surprise me that Meaty's having a tough time getting called up. He only improves in overall when his stats improve. Stats only really improve when he plays
enters from the pen now as they've saved their closer until this deep into extra innings.
Get a chance to play.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Anderson believes.
Unless you're in the 19th inning and tied, what the frick?
And the pitch. Smoke on the ground up the middle. Oh, look at the sliding stop. He's out.
Wow, what a great show of range there. This ball looked like it might get through up the middle, but check out the sliding stop, and that's going to take him right into a good throwing position where he's able to get enough on the throw to get him out at first.
Man, that was beautiful.
The batter, left fielder, Kelly Drotar.
Standing in now, Kelly Drotar, as he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. It was a fly out for him in his last trip.
Hello, Kitlor. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for dropping by.
Comes set and the 0-1.
Not really a close either because we're still tied. So technically, I'm just in here for to preserve the tie. Which arguably is the more important thing for a closer to be doing.
But this is foul off toward the third base coaching box.
But doesn't have the same cachet as I got called in to preserve the lead.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Wow, that was a close pitch on 1 and 2. The count's now at 2 and 2, but boy, that one very easily could have been called strike 3. Really close pitch.
Outside and a full count, 3 and 2. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Struck him out. Struck him out
that
again,
was a
I should say.
pitch,
His
and that was an
third
even
punch out of the
filthier
game.
swing. That had no business.
Ready for another chance. Number 13. He singled his
Should have
last
been dead.
time.
Hey, two-way now.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Takes a fastball on the inside corner.
Hey, let her rip, let her rip. That's up, that's
Here's
up.
a high pop-up.
Meaty, go get it.
Got it, I got it.
Schroeder
Dang.
got it, and the side is retired. So they breeze through this half of the inning. Yet another shot to end it right here as we move on to the home half of the inning. And we are tied 4-4.
15 and 11 hits. And they take us into the 20th.
Adrian
What the
Barron. He
frick?
successfully laid down a sac bunt in his last plate appearance. First pitch on its way. There's a knuckleball bobbing and weaving right over the outside corner. On the ground over to first.
Meaty, run. Run, Meaty, run.
Throw is not in time.
What?
And a great job of
I
letting
got
that
cheated.
out as now the go-ahead run is on base to lead off the inning. Settling in now, Alonso Silva. Go-ahead run at first, nobody out. Here's the first pitch. That go-ahead run to scoring position now as he puts this one down. Flip to the second baseman covering now for the out. So digging in now, Drew Boschel, and he could very well get the intentional pass here as that would set up a potential double play ball that might keep the game tied. Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with one away.
I don't know, the fact that Jason runs like a grandma is kind of charming.
Liner towards second.
Stand up, stand up.
Throw gets him, 2 down.
What we need.
Oh,
Come
man,
on, Meaty,
you can't
you
hit
got
a ball
this.
any harder than that. I mean, this ball gets on him in a heartbeat. Nice job to stay with it, though, and then make the out at first.
Hit on the ground down the
All
first
right,
baseline.
we'll get it.
Scooped up,
You
and he'll
betcha.
step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and one man left aboard. Yet another shot to
Yeah, it
end
doesn't
it
look
right
like
here
we
as
actually
move
batted
on to
in
the
this one.
home
I'm guessing
half
it's
of the
a
inning,
designated.
and we are tied 4-4.
We're
Digging
in
in
for
once
a
again,
third
number
inning, I
1,
believe.
as he's set to go to lead off the top half.
Number 1.
Hope you
Here's
were
the
well
first pitch
marinated,
to him.
Meaty, because you're going to be out here for a
And that
while.
one just missed outside. And there's a pitch that just misses the inside corner.
Not the ideal spot to be right here. 2-0 count on a real good hitter. Boy, you're going to have to make some really good pitches now.
On that one.
2-1 to count. Now the 2-1. Ball even at 2-2.
Hey, Pete, hey, drive it, here we go.
Here's one that misses inside, and the counts run full now. 3-2.
See, I've had at-bats with Jason, though, in the as a starter.
Hey, let her fly right here.
Swing hard liner to
Oh,
left
no,
center.
not again.
Leaping try, but it's out of his reach and into the outfield.
Boy, Dero, anytime a lefty takes that pitch on the outer third and drives it the other way, you have to be awfully impressed.
Yeah, you have to be. It reminds me of Will Clark back in the day taking that ball the other way. You have to be able to play with the whole field to have success in the big leagues today.
Now batting. Shortstop.
Hey, guess what?
Ryan
Time for some more.
Into the box,
Bunting.
Ryan Walker
I hate
trying to
bunting.
get that go-ahead run to scoring position now as he puts this one down. And good hustle to get over and tag him for the out.
Sacrifice was in order right there as he gets the bunt down right there. And sometimes it's easier to just tag him instead of making that throw to first base.
Anderson, Boline.
And the indication from the dugout comes, it looks like they're going to put him on intentionally. So that'll set up the double play possibility with one away.
The Giants are in the National League, yes, but he's not in on the Giants. He's in the minors.
Ready once again.
Whatever. I mean,
for
instance, I have a minor league team that plays on my team. And the parent club for that is a major league team in the National League, but they still use the designated hitter.
Here's the first pitch. Right over the middle, knee high.
Hey, when you're in a tough spot right there, that's an excellent job by the pitcher to get ahead 0-1. He has now got this offensive player on the defensive.
And this one's tapped foul at home plate. Now the 0-2 pitch. Into the right side.
Oh, and we blew it.
But he can't bring it down. Base hit. Around third and being waved on home. And he's safe at the plate as they take the lead.
Boy, those have to feel really good, D-Row. You get late in the game, you come up with a big RBI base hit right here to give your team the lead.
Yeah, no one remembers that ground ball with eyes in the top of the second inning. You want to show up when the game is on the line. Can you quiet your emotions down, take the crowd out of it, and slow yourself down enough to come through? And that's exactly what he did.
Whenever you screw up, you're the one that
with the
has to clean up your own mess.
Lifted in the air toward the line and right. Uribe on the move.
And that's a sac fly that drives
the catch in the corner. And they'll go ahead and tack another to their lead as it's now a 6-4 ball game.
Every team is looking for that insurance run late in the game. That run right there gives them a 2-run lead heading into the late innings.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Hit to third. He's got it.
And
throw pulls the first baseman off the bag.
And as a former pitcher, I can tell you, nothing is more painful than having to get extra outs in an inning. That should have been out number 3 there. Instead, he has to refocus and get back to work.
Into the box now, Alonso Silva.
Oh, and they yoked one.
That is a moonshot, folks. A long home run.
Oh, Meaty. You ran out of grease.
So a 3-run blast to straightaway left. Third home run for him on the year, as this is now a 5-run cushion. Guys, we've seen 4 big balls between the two teams so far today. What
and the bat flip to the disrespect.
Matty V, this is kind of a mini home run derby. A ball flying out of the ballpark today.
Just great approaches by both lineups today. We were around the cage during batting practice. Both were super confident, and it's coming to fruition today.
1 ball, no strikes the count. 2 out, nobody on. Into the corner and slicing foul. Here it comes on 1-1. A little bouncer.
I feel the need to take my frustration somewhere.
Fastball, and ooh, that ran in and drilled him. Digging in, Ryder Jones. He was a
at this point, what the hell is it?
Time up. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Takes a look down at the knees for a strike. With this one almost in the books, the story was clearly the long ball. What are your thoughts on this offense, fellas?
Well, Matty V, I don't know what your thoughts are, D-Roll, but boy, when the weather starts to warm up and the ball starts jumping out like this, it's clear that
they really stayed staunch on their ability to get that pitcher to come into the heart of the plate, and they did damage with it.
Hello, skinny boy. How are you?
Oh, right back to him on the mound. On to second for the force out, and the side is retired. So a very good outburst here as 5 runs come across and allowed them to take the lead.
And
now this crowd finds their club behind the 8 ball here. They don't want to wind up on the losing end of this thing. The Bay Sox lead this thing 9-4.
What time is it? Where am I? Oh, man, it's over? Man, I thought this game was never going to end, but it did. And anytime you can win a marathon game like that, it feels awfully good.
This one comes to a close with a 9-5 final. The Bay Sox wrap out 19 hits. Andrew Faulkner wins his 4th game out of the bullpen this year. So that'll just about do it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com.
Okay, well, Meaty, you pretty much used all the meat and grease you had in the tank.
9 runs on 19 hits, 1 error, and 13 runners
So we'll
left
just
on
have
base.
to take you out there and do it again next time.
For the home team, 5 runs.
Mort Ball takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking
Need a
to
better
close
game
the
to walk
door.
into this time.
Mort Ball.
Kicking off the top of the 9th, DJ Stewart, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
They look like they're up against it here, down 3 on the road, trying to come back against the closer.
3-0.
No balls and 1 strike. 0-1, here's the pitch. Here's a strike.
2 pitches, ball is getting tired.
Hey, kids, see it. Drive it like you can. Let's go.
Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1 and 2. Lays off 2 and 2 now.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Hey, strike this guy out. Let's go.
And strike 3 called as he gets a little help there. 1 away.
Well, that call looked like it was a little in the pitcher's favor, but it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that last
ball,
one.
though.
Not sure the hitter would want to
This
hear
looks
that,
like
though.
some cheap-ass Doctor Who special effect.
Stepping in now, Anderson Feliz, as he'll take a look at ball 1.
Yeah, we got 1 here.
And looked like a definite pitcher's
Michael,
pitch there on the
welcome
inside.
back.
1 and 1.
Dropping by.
Hey, let it fly. Let's go right here.
And he lays off for a ball. 2 and 1.
Come on now, win time. Yeah, we're chasing up there.
He's fallen behind now. 3 and 1.
Guess that's payback.
Edgar Cabral is on deck.
Got cheated. With one. They cheated. Words. Makeup call.
Ready on 3 and 1. Here's the pitch.
What
And
would you like
that
me
one
to
is a cold
update
strike
on?
as he's rebounded to run it full now. 3 and 2.
Knuckleball. Low inside corner.
Hit on the ground to short. On to first, and they're an out away. 2 gone here in the 9th. Stepping in, Edgar Cabral. He comes to the plate as the last chance for his side. 2 out here in the 9th. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And a first pitch knuckleballs inside for ball 1. Now a swing and a ground ball. This should
And
do
this
it.
is save number 31 on the
first,
season.
and that's your ball.
And that's a much needed boost
It's
to
always nice to give your fans at home something to
5
cheer about,
runs, including
and
a
they
3-run
definitely did
shot
that right here.
in the
Coming through
21st
with a
inning
big win at home.
last night.
3-0 the final score in this one today. Richmond used a 3-run 7th to help propel them to the win. Stephen Okert earns his 3rd win of the year in relief. Mort Ball records the save, his 31st of the campaign. So that's it for us this afternoon. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, log on to theshownation.com.
Don't think it wouldn't happen, man. I mean, hell, I wouldn't mind a trade to some other team. I'm not a hugest fan of the Giants. It'd be fun if we went to the Padres. And, you know, finger quotes kind of way. Oh man, and then we took revenge on him in a 12-2 victory. My goodness. Well, I mean, about the only things that I could upgrade at this point for Meaty are awesome. I mean, he's already got about as good a glove as I can get. He's already got about as good a shoe as I can get. And he's got about the best ritual you can give him. I don't think there's a heck of a lot else that he could use as a pitcher. Everything else is kind of...
With the season approaching its final stretch, a manager calls for heightened focus from his players.
Everything else is kind of... it's more focused towards batting and fielding. Right? Meaty does a lot of...
Baul comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the ninth.
Number 0.
Jack Abernathy is going to be asked to try and be the rally starter as he's up off the bench, ready to lead it off in the ninth.
Leading off for Harrisburg.
Pulls this one in the air out to
that
left.
one's okay, I think.
Sprinting after it. He gets there to make the play for the first out of the inning. Now back to the top of the lineup, stepping in, Hunter Jones. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
I don't know what Bumble is, so I can't make a joke about it.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Swing, high drive,
Ooh,
left
these guys,
field and
man,
deep.
they're going yard.
And he just couldn't keep that ball fair as it winds up a long foul ball. As we near the end of this one, it's clear the long ball has played a big role in today's outcome. Dan, D-Row, what are your final thoughts on what we've seen?
Yeah, just non-competitive pitches in some big situations, Dan, and the offense took full advantage.
Yeah, you know, D-Row, one of the things about pitching is you want to have location, and it was obvious in this one today.
For this one, I believe I'm using the Operation Sports Full Minors roster
hitters
pack.
make you pay, and the long ball was a big part of this one here.
So yes, in this case, there are real
Bouncer
minor
up the
players
middle.
in this roster.
And an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow.
And this is not an easy
I have to
play
be
where you
honest
have to
with
range
Adam,
to
I
your
imagine
right.
if Meat
He
went
really
on a
didn't have a
date,
chance to
it'd
get
be
his
something
feet
like an
set, so
hour-long
this
version of
is
those old
all
Carl's
arm.
Jr. commercials.
Nicely
where
done.
everyone's just licking ketchup and stuff off their fingers.
Now batting, number 7.
In now, Gutierrez. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. It's been a 2-for-4 effort for him so far in the ballgame.
Hey, plays that one now.
Fouled off. Now a swing and a ground ball. This should do it. Throw on to first, and the ball game is over.
Well, it's getting more and more common in baseball now these days to use a ton of pitchers to get through a game, and it took 6 here to get the job done, but hey, they'll do whatever they can to get a W.
A 6-4 finish in tonight's affair. The Flying Squirrels rode an important 6th inning to victory in this one. Jose Valdez gets the win in relief, his 2nd of the year. Mort Baul closes the door for the save, his 32nd of the season. So that just about does it. For Mark
that sounds like the
DeRosa,
kind of thing you would
Dan Plesac, and
almost
our
have to
entire
do like
crew,
a
I'm Matt
Mythbusters
Vasgersian.
kind of thing.
You've been watching
I saw a
MLB
video
Show.
once where they
For more,
built like a
make your way on
knuckleball
over to
throwing cannon.
theShowNation.com.
It amounted to basically putting a baseball inside a foam shell sabo that split off out of a cannon after you shot it.
For the Senators,
You would just have to calibrate it so that it was coming out at the right speeds. Come on, matey, let's get that speed back up.
takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door. Stepping in, Cruz, 4th trip to the plate for him, and he's at risk of ending that nice hitting streak that he's put together.
Yeah, chances are it's on his mind, Matt, but you just have to let that get out of the way as best you can. You have to approach this at bat just like any other. Otherwise, you're just getting in your own way.
Baul, a native of Sweden in Northern Europe. His contract is set to expire at the end of this season. So
hello, Dia. Welcome back.
The market this winter.
Dropping by.
Behind 0-2 now.
Now pinch running, number 0, Meet Baul.
The 0-2 home. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive.
I'm toying with the idea of having the announcers start saying Pete Ball.
0-2 count, and the pitch. Got him, and he goes down on strikes for the 3rd time.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these
stream
guys
on the days I have off.
The bullpen has looked sharp and have backed up a nice effort turned in by the starters. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
There's a knuckleball that dances right over the outside corner for a strike. As we near the end of this one, it's clear the long ball has played a big role in today's outcome. Dan, D-Roll, what are your final thoughts on what we've seen?
Yeah, just non-competitive pitches in some big situations, Dan, and the offense took full advantage.
Yeah, you know, D-Roll, one of the things about pitching is you want to have location, and it was obvious in this one today that the pitchers weren't on point, and what happens when that happens? Hitters make you pay, and the long ball was a big part of this one here.
Oh, no! And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first too many bases out of the bullpen.
Well, you have to feel pretty confident about the way this one's going to end up as a manager. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts from the closer. There's not a whole lot more he can do to instill confidence that he's going to wrap this thing up without any problem.
Standing in now, Kevin Kramer. No balls and a strike to count.
2 down here.
On the ground to the right side. Schroeder on the grass. Throw in time, and the ball game is over.
And that's save number 33 on the season for him, matching my career best for a season. The difference is he still has a chance to notch number 34. Another nice outing from him.
Yeah,
one-run game this afternoon, 3-2 the final finish. Richmond used a nice 5th inning to take the lead, and they never gave it back. Roberto Gomez earns his 6th winning decision in this one. Mort Baul wraps it up for the save, his 33rd of the year. So that'll just about do it for us this afternoon. Thanks to Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. To find out more, head over to theshownation.com.
Meet is still in Double-A, and I don't understand it. He's still at 68 overall. Unfortunately, he just does not seem to be getting the opportunity to move up. He hasn't even got to Triple-A.
Mort Baul comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the 9th.
Number 0, Mort Baul.
Digging in and looking for more, Dylan Davis. He singled his last time up.
Dylan Davis.
He's set, and the pitch. That knuckleball dances over the inside corner.
Hey, we got no one here. Here you go, guys.
0-1, here it comes. And a knuckleball too low, apparently. Now the 1-1 pitch. Misses down below the knees.
I might have to pull a Jason and ask him to trade me if they're not going to play me.
The 2-1 home is swung on and missed for strike number 2.
Knuckleball. High outside. Fastball. That.
The 2-2 one more time. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue.
Uh-oh.
And here's a fastball right down the middle of the plate that swung on and hit out to deep left field, and this one's not coming back. This is a long home run.
Man, and they even got that huge friggin' left field
a
fence
solo
to keep
shot
that
here
in
to
the
left,
park.
and just like that, this ball game is all tied.
Well, that blast serves notice that this kid is as good as the hype suggests. He has the tools and the desire to be a good one in the show. Can't wait to see how his career unfolds.
Just over the top.
Into the box now, Sierra, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike 1. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. Set to deliver the 0-1. Drilled to the left side. A sliding attempt at short, but he can't get a glove on it, and that should be a base hit.
Nice execution right there. Ball was down below the knees.
I would have to go check it.
He stayed through it and was able to drive it for a base hit.
Not all that many, but when you consider he's pitched considerably fewer games than say Jason Arnold.
Stepping in now, Zach Shepard. Now a bunt attempt here, and he'll pounce on this quickly to tag him out. So a big moment in the ball game here, Perez, and he could very well get the intentional pass here, as that would set up a potential double play ball that might keep the game tied. 0-1 the count. The 0-1. And this is lifted high in the air down the right field line, but no chance to run it down. It's a foul ball. Now the 0-2 pitch. And he struck him out. Second time tonight now that he's been set down on strikes. Stepping into the box, Elliott Cox. He came through with an RBI single in his last at-bat. Here's the first pitch. And that misses for ball 1. Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with 2 down. Lifted into the air out towards center field. And long run for the center fielder. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. So not a good turn of events for this home crowd, as now their 9th inning lead has evaporated. 2, 3, and 4 set to kick off the bottom of the 9th. And we are tied 9-9. Striding in and working on a terrific performance in this one, Kenny Wilson, and we'll see if he can put together a rare 5-hit performance here. He's ready. Here's the first offering, and that pitch catches the inside corner. Looks like he swung it underwater that time for strike 2. Sent out to straightaway center field. Waiting on it, the center fielder. 1 out. Now batting, Derek Hill, fresh off a bases clearing double his last time up. Lays off 1-0. Fouled away. Now the 1-1 pitch. And now a bunt attempt here as he gets this one down. Bennett comes up with it, but the throw will beat him at first, so the bunt for hit attempt is snuffed out.
Well, you know, he had a good idea right there. The infield was playing back, but it's not going to work out for him this time. That's a nice play to react, and they take care of him at first.
Now batting, number 1.
So coming to the plate, number 1. It was a walk in his last trip. Ball 1.
Hey, let's go, big fella.
A ball and a strike.
Yep, 1-1. Come on now.
This is skied into the air to straightaway center. And he will get there to make the running play, and that will end the inning. So they go down without a whimper here. So one will win it here as we go to the bottom of inning number 10. And we are tied.
Oh boy.
So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, number 25, looking to change his fortunes here. 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts so far in the game.
Listen, it's not easy coming back off of closers, but this guy hasn't been super dependable so far this season, and he's blown several saves up to this point.
Behind 0-2 now. And he connects with it. This one's hit deep out to left center field. But that'll hit off the wall in left center.
Oh, somebody.
Around second now and headed for third. And he will make it in safely. He's in at third as the go-ahead run.
Well, that's one way to lead an inning off when the game is tied. The manager would have liked for him just to get on base so that one of his teammates could bring him home, but he does it almost all on his own as the ball goes off the wall and he hustles into third with a triple.
Dylan Davis is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1.
It depends on whether or not they actually have relief pitchers in the game. They can't reuse pitchers that they've already put in and taken out.
Now the 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the go-ahead run stays at third with one big out on the scoreboard now.
But, like, if they've already used all their relievers,
forward now is
then
the
other team has
Sierra.
to start.
And clearly this is a critical
moment
in this
use
ball game.
a starter
go-ahead run at third with one away.
Showing up for a couple days. They have to put a position player on the mound to throw them in.
Here's the first pitch.
We were talking earlier about the Dodgers-Phillies game from last night, which went into the 16th inning.
Well, this
and
is
ended
a strikeout
with,
situation,
Enrique Hernandez,
but it's also a ground ball situation. I expect we'll see a lot of
outfielder,
pitches down in the zone trying to
on the
prevent
mound
the hitter from
in the dirt and
in the
blocks
16th
behind the plate.
That Trevor Plouffe
and the runner will stay put, but the count moves to 2-0. Now the 2-0. And now a pitch hit sharply on the ground. But a foul ball, and it's 2-1 now. Now the 2-1. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with 1 away. Chopper back to the mound.
Oh, meaty.
Only play will be to first, so they get the out, but credit the RBI as the go-ahead run is in to score. Coming to the plate now, Zach Shepard. He'll try and start things over now with the bases empty and 2 away following the RBI ground ball.
When you're in a situation where the game's way out of reach and it doesn't make sense to use your good relievers, you might as well put somebody on the mound who isn't expected to throw the next day.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out.
And then sometimes you just have to.
Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble.
Because you're in the 16th inning and you've used all your good pitchers. Although, as the case turns out, the Dodgers had Rich Hill in the bullpen warming up, getting ready to go in if it was a save situation. But they never got that far.
Trying to do anything to get himself going, so he's got to feel pretty good after that double. Not to take anything away from him.
Oh, and the Squirrels win it.
And they did some damage offensively in this one, enough to get the win, and this man led the charge. He's our top player of the game.
I've never seen it happen. Usually MLB The Show warns you pretty strongly against using a position player on the mound, but I've never actually done it.
Swing of the bat in this one.
11-10 is the end of the line in this.
I imagine you just see what you see here, what you would currently see, which is pitchers being left out on the bump for increasingly extended periods of time until they start throwing like crap. Breaking hits per 9. Make Jason pitch 15 innings. Would be a little ugly.
This pitching coach wants to see his guy be able to deliver the knockout punch.
I think this is our chance to pull back a game.
Morton Baul takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Morton Baul.
Leading off the inning, Sergio Cabrera, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Hey, it's never easy scoring runs against a closer, but this lineup is setting up perfectly right now as the leadoff hitter leads off this inning.
And, oh, looked inside, but that's ruled a strike, 0-1.
Hey, nobody away.
The 0-1 pitch.
I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't.
For strike number 2.
Road to the Show, I doubt it. You could probably force it to happen in like Diamond Dynasty or franchise mode, but I don't know that it would be a very good idea.
High in the air out to center field. Ruzicka is there. He's got it one away.
What's up, SoundCloud? This is Kaylani. For the first play, the first ball. Find your friends first on SoundCloud.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Steven Perez.
Second baseman.
First pitch on its way. There's a knee-high pitch that catches the zone. 1 out, nobody on. Tough one to lay off. Call for strike.
Edie, getting away with murder here.
Come on, big guy, get the pitch.
Hey, come on now, let's go.
On the ground to third. And into left field for a 1-out hit.
You know, D-Row, the old school thinking sometimes is when you're going through a bad streak like this guy, any way you can get on a little jam shot, even though it wasn't pretty, maybe this could get this guy finally going.
Yeah, I can't tell you how good that had to feel right there. There's moments where you slap that donut off your bat, you don't even want to walk to home plate. You're scuffling so bad.
Jack Abernathy to second for 1.
Nice double
Back
play.
to first. It's a double play right when he needed it, and this ball game is over.
Man, they battled right to the end, getting the tying run aboard in the 9th, but that's where the threat ended as they turned to double play to finish this one once and for all.
Close one tonight, 2-1 the final score. The Richmond Flying Squirrels used a nice 5th inning to take the lead, and they never gave it back. Matt Gage earns his 6th winning decision in this one, permitting only 1 hit in 6 complete innings.
I don't know, I
Mort
think
Baul
sometimes
hammers
it's just
down
a
the
matter
save
of,
his 34th. So that's a wrap for
I
us
believe
here
in
tonight.
the, like
My
the
partners in the
NCAA
booth, Mort
football
Baul
games,
comes out of the bullpen to
you would
shut
have
things
games
down
where
here in the 9th.
in like that career mode, if you played a quarterback, they would make it so that the coach, the AI coach, would call the plays
Digging
for
in
you,
once
and you would
again,
have to
number
execute
7.
them.
No
I
hits
imagine
in
it's
3
something like
tries so
that.
far.
They
He
don't
struck
really
out once.
Listen, it's not
trust
easy
you
coming back
to
off
make
of
every
closers,
call.
but this guy hasn't been super dependable so far this season, and he's blown several saves up to this point.
High fly ball out to straightaway center. Ruzicka is there, and that's not the start to the bottom of the 9th this crowd was hoping for. 1 away. Ready for another shot now, Chris Dominguez. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Dominguez.
Hey, come on now. Here we go.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. And a first pitch knuckleballs inside for ball one. Baul, a native of Sweden in Northern Europe. His pitch repertoire includes a knuckleball, a two-seamer, and a forkball. Here comes the 1-0.
All right, do you have a great day?
And look to catch him flush down near the foot or the ankle. And the effort pays off as he's able to recover and get the second out of the inning. And time now to see quite where that got him. And it appeared from up here at least, and his actions on the field confirm it. It looked like it got him on his drive leg, which could be problematic, of course, for him. But from the way he's trying to walk it off, I think he's going to try to continue. Ready once again, play England. It's been a nice game for him. 3 hits, including a homer to this point. First pitch is a slow knuckleball in there, 0-1. And this will be a called strike 2. In trouble now as they're down to their final strike tonight. And he gets strike 3 called to end it here. And with that, this one is over.
And he just keeps on going and going. That's save number 35 for the season. And he's proven to be as reliable as anyone in the game.
3-2 the finish in tonight's game. Richmond wrote an important 6th inning
about
victory in this
blown
one.
couple
Roberto
saves
Gomez
earlier in the season.
earns win number 7 on the season. Mort Baul records the save, his 35th of the campaign. So that'll put a wrap on things here this evening. For my partners Dan Plesac and Mark DeRosa, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a special presentation of MLB The Show. For more, follow us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
Fans, our final line score. First, for the victorious visiting team, 3 runs on 7 hits.
I'm going to grab the beer.
They left 2 men on base. For the Senators, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They left 4 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 50 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this evening. We remind you to please drive home safely.
Okay, let's carry on.
This minor league team is reminded that the eyes of the organization are keeping tabs.
I'm actually going to follow the advice of one of my viewers and bust down the difficulty on this because it's bullshit. Hate these. It's almost September, too. He might get caught. I mean, assuming we don't make it to the postseason. Assuming we don't make it to the postseason, he might get called up for September ball. Patty Cakes, welcome to the stream. You just missed a whole bunch of Meet Baul. A whole bunch of relief. Entirely possible. Hasn't happened yet, but that's not saying it won't.
What's up, SoundCloud? This is Kaylani. From first play to first platinum, find your fans first on SoundCloud. What are you waiting for? Start uploading today.
Howdy. What you doing today, Migra? Well, it's basically just like, I know that you don't necessarily want to see this because it's not the most interesting gameplay I can do, but at the same time, doing this will help Meaty increase in level faster and get him to the show faster. I feel like that's something that some of these other players perhaps don't always pay attention to. They're so focused on producing content and getting the shit out. They don't stop to think what would make the player they're playing better. They're focused on presenting themselves playing the game rather than presenting the game that they are playing. Of course, it's gonna take a mighty force of effort to put this back to legend mode after I get done here. Very, very, abruptly, very now. Burn pitching difficulty to legend. Carry on. Okay. Up 3-1 against Hartford at home.
Morton Paul enters the game in a save situation, but he'll be asked to get 4 outs here instead of the standard 3. Ready for another chance, Sam Hilliard. And Dan, what's the plan of attack here for the guy on the mound?
Well, I think they have to go right after him. He's pretty unlikely to take you deep, but if you allow him to get on base, the chances of him scoring and tying this game become a lot greater.
Strike 1 to start the at-bat.
Hey, no one better. Need you right here, huh, now? Hey, now, we've got 2.
Forkball misses, 1-1.
And the reason he's working away so much here is because he's got that big hole on the right side of the infield to worry about. With the first baseman holding the runner on, it's always smart to pitch into the defense you have behind you.
Throw on to first,
So it's
gets
gonna be a
him, and the side is
save.
retired. So they pick up no runs, no base hits, no errors, and a runner left on. Home half of the 8th, straight ahead. Richmond leads this one 3-1. Ryan Ortiz will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 20, Ryan.
Well, maybe a little bit of a problem is they had to wind up going to that bullpen quite a bit. 5 pitchers are going to combine to finish this one to get the win.
Tonight's ball game comes to a close, 3-1 the final. The Richmond Flying Squirrels jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. Jose Flores earned his 9th win of the year. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, this is Matt Vasquez.
They didn't even
and
take
you've been
it.
watching
They didn't even put me
MLB The
back
Show.
in.
For more, find us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
7 men on base.
I mean, you know, there are people for whom playing a game, putting themselves in the game, playing it at a low difficulty and just utterly destroying the MLB, there are people for whom that's how they have fun. That's how they enjoy the game. I'm not going to say that that's a wrong way to do it, because they paid $60 for the game. They can do whatever the hell they want. I just feel like if I'm going to go to the trouble of making a YouTube series, if I'm going to go to all the trouble of editing, video capture, and commentary, this, that, and the other thing, I want to make a product that I would want to watch, and that's not something that I personally want to watch. We're starting to fall back in the standings, so it's unfortunately looking like we're not going to play September ball this year.
Morton Paul takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Morton Ball.
Striding in to start the 9th, number 13, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
Tough task ahead here, as this guy, one of the top save guys in the league right now. He's been very reliable shutting the door.
Here's the first pitch to him. Grounder hit hard down the first baseline. This is foul for the first strike. He's set. Here's the 0-1. And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2. Stays alive, still 0-2.
Batter's going to have to find a way to regroup right there.
Well, it's like I was said early on, it's the scuffle,
he missed
the
it.
struggle,
He might not get another
day-to-day
opportunity
grind
to put the ball
that gives
in play.
later stuff so much meaning, because
See it, right, let's go, right here.
doesn't mean as much if you just walk into the league.
Again, he sends it out of play.
Dominating. I mean, if you want the narrative of your career to be, this is the guy that comes in and destroys everything from the very first year he was in.
The 0-2 once more.
You know, you can do that.
Swing and a miss. That's strike
it
3.
tells a better story if you're the guy who picked late.
Pretty
struggled in
pitching right there. Jump ahead,
worked in obscurity in the minors, came up and struggled in his rookie season.
Easier said than done.
Then
but that's
built
the way you
himself
do
up,
it.
became a halfway decent starter. Then he became, hopefully, the award winner, the All-Star, MVP. Means more.
Standing in now,
Joseph you were able to struggle along with him.
Knuckleball that finds the zone for strike 1.
That's my view.
And he watches a called strike at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes. Tried to work it back to that low inside corner, but it misses. 1 and 2. Ah, that grounder caught him.
Get him!
Thankfully, he's able to recover, and he gets the second out at first.
Well, if you're going to bobble a ball, you have to hope it's when a guy is lumbering down the base pass. He's no speedster, so that was a good job to stay calm and make the recovery throw.
Trying to pick things up where he left off, Paul Schnell. And he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. And this ball swung on and hit to center field, and this should do it. He brings it in, and they have put an end to their 4-game slide as this ball game is over.
Well, baseball is a game of streaks and runs, so a 4-game skid happens to even the best of teams. The key is they didn't panic or press. They just came out here, played their game, and put the losing streak behind them, like professionals are supposed to do. Well done.
4-2 the final score today. The Richmond Flying Squirrels jumped ahead in the 7th inning and never gave the lead back. Jose Valdez earns his 3rd win of the year in relief. Mort Ball closes the door for the save, number 36 on the season. So that's it for us this afternoon. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, log on to theshownation.com.
Here now is our final line score. First for your victorious home team. 4 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors, and they left 2 men on base. For the Vikings, 2 runs, 6 hits, with 1 error. They left 5 men on base. Time of the ball.
There was a guy playing for one of the minor league teams that came to town from Maracaibo, Venezuela. Made me think of you when he had come up. His name is Olivier Basabe.
Good job.
Well, Olivier is spelt like the French pronunciation, Olivier. And the last name is Basabe. Or let me just type it.
Mort Ball enters the game here an inning later than usual as he'll try to close this one out in the 10th. Leading off the inning, Woody Hirsch, and they'll need him to get something going here. Here comes the first pitch. Drilled down the line, but a foul ball here, 0-1. 0-1, here it comes. And a fastball just a bit high.
You know, something to keep in mind, they're really burning through that bullpen, and this is only the first game of the series. Definitely could have an impact on the rest of the series, and maybe even the whole week ahead.
Towards second.
Easy peasy.
And that's out number 1. Digging in and looking for more, Nick Benitez. He's 1 for 4 for the game. And that's cut on and missed, 0-1. Fastball runs off the outside. It's 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 home. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground, but this will wind up a foul ball. 2-2.
Hey, come on, big dog. Get your pick.
3-2 now.
Time to focus here. This game is way too close to be walking, guys, so we'll see if he can make him swing.
Hit out towards second. Roeder right there. In time to first, and there are 2 away.
Cool. Game's under control.
Digging in to try it again. Number 7. He's got 3 hits, including a double to this point. Here's the first pitch to him. There's a strike.
Well, obviously, the first thing you need is need something to play. So you got to
2
pick
out,
the game
nobody on.
that you want to play. In this case, MLB The Show 18. It's only available on PlayStation 4, so you need one of those consoles.
Hey, come on, big dog.
You need a computer of some kind to capture.
Strike
You need a computer of some kind to capture and edit
I don't
and
understand
upload
the game plan.
video.
Let's see if we can get this one
you need
back
that.
to even count.
What's up, SoundCloud? This
And then you need something called a capture card or capture device that can take the video out and audio output from the video game console and transform it into a form that your computer can read.
Hey, see it. Drive it.
Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. Good job.
Depending
to
on
squirrel
how
that one
fancy
away,
you
and he
want to get,
stays
you can
alive.
go as simple as like a audio headset, you know, the kind of thing with like microphones, headphones and a microphone boom arm coming off of it. Or you can go as fancy as getting like dedicated studio microphones and audio equipment and whatever to get it all set up.
One time right here.
But like, if you're just starting out, you really only
A
need
little
something
bit
to
off
capture
the
your
outside.
audio,
It's 1 and 2.
your voice audio. And plain ass like
Let's go right here.
desktop microphone or headset microphone will do okay for that.
Hey, come on now. One time right here.
Then you need software to make your videos from. And there are free alternatives out there. I spent many years working with programs called AVI Synth and MEGUI, MEGUI, that
Another 1-2 delivery.
let me do the.
Now a ball hit high and
and
fairly
he
deep down the left field line.
pimped it.
This ball has a chance and gone for a home run.
Okay, well that's a solo shot. That sucks.
So a solo shot down the line and left. And it's now a 8-7
So you need a
ball
video
game.
program.
We've seen these guys
You
go
need a
deep
program
3
to
times so far in
edit
this
the
one,
video.
guys.
Zero, some days the
And there are
fellas
free
walking with their
alternatives,
hitting
and there are
shoes
also
on, and
paid
This
alternatives.
looks like one of those games.
Yeah,
You need
there's
an
a
audio
saying
editing
going around the
program.
dugout right
Again,
now.
there are
There's a
also
fight
free
in
and
the
paid
bat rack.
versions out there.
Everybody
that
wants
you
a
can
chance
use.
to get into that batter's box.
Into the
And,
box
like,
now, number 15. As the first pitch to him
after
is in
that,
there
it's
for a
really
called
just
strike 1. Well, this
that's
one's been a
more or
bit of a
less
head
everything that you
scratcher,
need.
despite
Everything
their
will either
home
come
run
with those things
production
that you
today.
have, or
Yeah, Matty V, this is one of those that you kind of scratch your head and you go, wow, you hit the ball all the ballpark, but
encompass
still,
everything that you
not
need
enough
to get.
offense. It just goes to show you this sport is still, D-Row, all about pitching.
It is.
And after that,
it
it's really
begins
just
and ends
kinda
on that
working
bump
on your
right there.
craft
And there's just
and
so many facets to the game: defense, base running. It's just not the
practicing
team that hits the
talking
most
into an
home
empty
runs that's going
room.
to win the ball game.
a lot of it just is down to practice. You'll have guys who want to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on audio equipment, computer equipment,
Hey, it took them
whatever,
an extra frame to
make
do it, but
their
hey,
video
they're not
better.
going to
And,
fight
like,
as they lock up
if
a
they're
nice road victory here.
just getting
in 10
into it and
innings.
they make the same mistakes that any new person would make, all you have is
Stephen Oker
you
earns
have
the victory out of the bullpen.
amateur
His
videos
fifth.
produced on
Mort
high-end
Ball wraps it up for the save, his 37th
Really,
of the year.
the main
So
thing you
that'll
need to
just
keep in
about
mind is
do it.
that
For Mark
you
DeRosa,
need to
Dan
accept that you're not
Plesac,
going to be
and our
very good at
entire
what
crew,
you're
I'm Matt
doing when you start out.
Vasgersian. This has been a
You
presentation
do-
of MLB The
you
Show.
need to
For
make
more,
video.
Don't forget
You need to
to
be
check
willing
out
to make mistakes along the way.
theshownation.com.
And you just have to be willing to accept advice and criticism and take it into account when you make new videos and move on from there.
Fans, our final line score. First, for the victorious visiting team, 8 runs, 10 hits.
Mort Ball takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Mort Ball.
Like, if you go back, I mean, if you go
Standing
to...
in, Harold Ramirez.
I don't know if any of you have
and
ever
these
been
guys
to
are making a
the
little
Let's Play
push here.
archive
You have to
at
like the effort
archive.com,
despite the
but-
odds.
Yeah, you really do, Matt. Look, they still have a significant hill to climb, but hey, they string a couple of hits together here, and all of a sudden this thing feels doable.
You go to that site, you can find some of the video LPs that I did back in the day. And
First
like
delivery
by
to him on the
modern
way.
terms, they're not very good.
Takes a look at a
They're
strike
captured
over
on
the
bad
inside
hardware.
corner.
I didn't know what I was
Hey, when
doing.
you're in a
I didn't
tough
have a
spot
very good
right
audio
there,
setup
that's
or
an
whatever,
excellent
but
job
it's all
by the pitcher to
it's
get
all
ahead 0-1.
experience
He
that
has
I had
now
to
got
collect
this
in order to
offensive
know
player
what I'm
on
doing
the
now,
defensive.
what I need to do better in the future.
The 0-1 delivery. And that one just missed outside. None out, runners at first and second. And that one stayed
really
too
put
low,
me into a
apparently.
pickle.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be aggressive. You can pretty much count on a pitcher. He's trying to get back in the strike zone, and with 2 guys on base right
meaty.
here,
No.
it's time to grip it
Bad.
and rip it.
Emilio Guerrero, who represents the potential tying run here, waits on deck. And a full count now, 3-2.
Might have been taking all the way right there. That pitch couldn't have split the strike zone any better. You can bet he wants that one back at the plate.
And a step on.
Hard for me to say. I mean, I'm going to operate under the assumption that you're in the United
And he'll
States,
step
which
off.
may or may not be valid assumption.
First and second here with nobody out.
As far as the computer you need to capture your video and audio, it doesn't need to be so
Strike 3 called
sophisticated.
as that thing
So
came back
that's
over
not.
the plate, 1 away.
It's been a
As long as
really
you've
rough
got,
day for
say,
this lineup. There's really
halfway
no other way to
decent
say it. Not a lot of good
desktop
scoring
or laptop
opportunities, and when
computer,
they've had them, like right now, it's just been an uphill
that
battle for them
should
to
be
make
able to
anything
do
positive happen.
whatever you need. It may take longer
So
than a
digging in
dedicated
now,
machine.
Emilio Guerrero.
but it's
He
not
got on
gonna
top of one and was a
prohibit you
ground
from
down
doing
victim
stuff.
last time.
The particular device that I have is called an Elgato HD60 Pro, and it's about $180 to $200 in new, and it comes with the capture card, which goes into your computer.
First
Hello,
pitch
Potato.
on
Welcome
its
to
way.
the stream. Thanks for dropping
A
by.
knuckleball right
This is
over the
Meet
middle of the
Baul.
plate.
He is a
First and second
5'5",
now, 1 man out.
220-pound, Swedish, left-handed, submarine knuckleballer. Reliever.
And low, it's a ball and a strike.
Anyway, Raga, the Elgato costs you about $180, and depending on whether or not you have a desktop or laptop, you may need the version that doesn't go into your computer, which costs about the same. So it's about 200 bucks for it, say. Then you need a microphone of some kind, and depending on how sophisticated and how much money you want to put into it, you probably go as cheap as like a $20 headset microphone.
And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1.
Or you could go something a little more built. And there's a relatively cheap.
Going up there. Clutch up. You're next.
There's a company that makes microphones relatively cheap called Yeti. Excuse me, Blue. The name of the company.
And a big swing and a miss here.
$50
2
to
strikes.
$100.
Oh, man, he took a swing and a half at that one. I think some frustration is creeping into these guys, so he might have just been trying to get
pretty
his
good
guys
for
on the
what you
board
need
with
it to
one
do.
swing.
And doesn't require any other special hardware to interface with your computer. Most important.
Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes, here's the pitch.
And then if you already have the
knuckler
PlayStation 4 and
that just
MLB
missed
The Show
too low.
18, then you
I
don't
don't
need to
think he
spend
can
any
afford
extra money
another
on
base
that.
runner
But
here,
if you
so
don't have
whatever
that,
pitch he feels
then
best about,
PlayStation runs
whichever
about
one he feels
$300
most
and
comfortable with,
MLB
that's the
runs
one I
about
expect him to
$60.
turn to.
Be conscious of that.
Is in there, a called strike 3.
Runner on first in a double play situation, so you expect to see a lot of pitches down in the zone. So I think that pitch up right there was a good one. Obviously the double play is more efficient, but you're always going to take a K when you're on the mound.
Stepping in now, number 18. Swing and a ball lifted in the air toward the line and right.
No problem.
He brings it in, and they have taken game 1 of the series on the road as the ball game is over.
Yeah, that's what you want to do when you're playing on the road. Take it right to the home squad and get a win. Now the pressure is off. If they get one of the next 2, the series is theirs.
4-0 to score tonight. The Richmond Flying Squirrels took the lead in the 2nd inning and rode that until the very end. Matt Gage earns win number 7 on the season. Mort Ball earns the save out of the bullpen, number 38. So that just about does it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way on over to theshownation.com.
Visiting team.
I think I got the idea about halfway through last year with MLB The Show 17. And at that point, I had already spent probably a year or so building up the spreadsheet that would be the basis for pretty much everything that I do with Jason Parham. You know, the sheet that would do all the statistics and stuff that I'd need to do the stats for the Jason Parham series. That took me probably a year and a half to build up itself. So I think I got the idea to do it sometime last year, and I was just kind of building up the idea of how I would structure the series, how I would handle presenting the stats and stuff, and just kind of worked on the concept a little bit behind the scenes until MLB The Show 18 came out, at which point I was ready to start recording videos and posting them.
Within striking distance late in the season, these youngsters are challenged to show their mettle.
Mort Ball comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the 9th.
Mort Ball.
Coming to the plate now, number 59. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far.
Yeah, and that's part of why I was saying it was important to have worked on those videos in the past that weren't
so
very
far
good.
this season, and he's
Get
blown
an idea of
several
what I
saves up to this point.
Those free editors that I was talking about before,
There's a knuckleball.
they have a
bobbing
very
and
different
weaving
workflow
right over
to
the
what I'm
outside
doing
corner.
right now. So it was important. I mean, it was important to get the concepts down by working with those other things, as important as it is to have the technique down, muscle memory down for working within the environment that I'm using now. But from the get-go, it was more or less, while starting this series, it was definitely something that I had a basic understanding of what I was doing before I started it.
0-1,
So
here's the
that
pitch.
was helpful.
Takes a fastball on the inside corner.
Not looking good after being down 0-2. I think at the very least you
And
got
it's
to
one of
work
those kinds of
this pitcher's
things that,
count
you know,
a little
if you,
bit. Try
you
and
might
get back
just,
into a decent
instead
count where
of
maybe you can come
just
through.
playing a game, you might consider recording yourself and recording some audio for it. And rather than trying to post it anywhere with the understanding that you try to make it a regular series, you would just try to play around with it, try to do different things. Try to understand the various tools and functions
And
of
he
the
struck
program.
him out.
Even now, I don't understand Premiere Pro anywhere near as well as a professional would,
Riding
but
in
I'm
once
also
again,
learning a lot
Connor
of things that I
Cable.
didn't
He got
know
on
before
top
I
of
went
one
into
and was a
going
ground
into
out
the basic
victim
farm
last
series.
time. First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
And at the same time, I would never try to attempt
behind
something
the
like the
big
Jason
fastball.
Parham series with the software that I had been using in the past,
Could have
just
hit
because
that
it
with
wasn't
a
really
3-iron,
built
a low knuckleball
the
called for a
complex
strike.
kind of layered stuff that I want to do with it, and trying to make it work that way is a real pain in the butt.
Oh, now here's a drive out to the alley. Around first, digging for two.
That's a double at least.
And he's not
going for
stopping.
3.
He wants 3. The relay, and he'll make it to third safely. So your
Phew.
tying run is 90 feet away with only 1 gone. Stepping up to the plate, Yu Chang, and he's got a chance to tie things up here as the equalizer sits just 90 feet away.
Hey, I don't have a problem with him taking a pitch right there. It's a good opportunity to see what he's got. Also a good opportunity to see if he's going to be pounding the strike zone. If you could work a couple walks, it could be the start of a big inning.
And he struck him out. And wouldn't this be something if he could work out of this with that 1-run lead still in check?
Well, that call looked like it was a little in the pitcher's favor, but it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen,
Get him, Meaty.
calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that
I
last
haven't
one.
done
Not
any
sure the hitter would want to hear that, though.
searching for it myself, just because it's something that I had learned through experience and other means. But I got to imagine that there are series out there that talk about how to edit videos for like YouTube series and whatever.
Into the box,
how to use the
number
various
15,
programs that are
standing in
available,
from the right side as
how
he
to,
takes strike 1. He's
engage
got a
in
hit in 3 at-bats to this
how to
point.
do the various tricks to, I hesitate to say, become a successful YouTuber, because that's kind of a crapshoot in and of itself. But like how to make videos better.
Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1.
I was probably in college when I started doing these videos. It gave me the opportunity to...
And a knuckleball in the dirt.
Good time to be a 9-hole hitter right now. More than likely going to get a good pitch to hit. The top of the order is looming on deck. Good spot to be a good hitter right now.
The count now at 2-2.
Hey, your turn now. No one better. Here you go.
Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. Flared to the right side. That'll do the
that's a
job.
tied
It's in
run.
there. A base
Dang, one
hit. In to
save.
score easily is the runner from third, and they have tied it in the bottom of the 9th.
You know, D-Row, in today's game, it's not easy scoring in the late innings, so that RBI base hit to tie things up, that comes at a really good time.
Yeah, I say it's not easy. They got 11 guys in the bullpen. I don't think a guy throws under 97 miles an hour with sinking cut. That is unbelievable. He's able to get that knock in that big spot.
2-0 now.
Hey, easy right here. Let's go, kid.
Now the 2-0. Takes a high fastball for a strike. Possible winning run stands at first with 2 out here. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. So this game will not end here in the bottom of the ninth as they push. Stepping into the box, number 23. He's 1 for 4 for the game.
Tough task ahead here as this guy, one of the top save guys in the league right now. He's been very reliable shutting the door.
I made the statement previously, and I stand by it. But I don't want to do this as a job. As much fun as I get out of it, I get fun out of it as a hobby. And I think if I tried to do it as a career, I'd quickly grow to hate it. And I really don't want to do that. That being said, I don't think it's unfair for me to, once I reach the threshold for monetization, activate monetization so I can start making some money on these videos. But I don't intend to try to make this into like a career. That's what it is.
The 0-2 home. Hard hit ball to second, but this will be gloved out there at second as he didn't have far to go for the out. Digging in, number 19. He went down on strikes last time up.
Number 19.
First pitch coming. Here it is. And that one right down Main Street. Bases are empty. One man out.
Let's go right here.
Fourth ball right by him. 0-2 now.
No ball.
Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away. So here's the cleanup hitter, number 18. He went deep earlier, and he's 2 for 4 to this point. In there for strike 1, 0-1.
That pitch was right down the heart of the plate, but obviously this guy had made up his mind on the on-deck circle. He was taken all the way, and he was going to zone him up.
1 ball, 1 strike to count. The 1-1 pitch. And a strike as he waves through a knuckleball.
Thought this middle of the order might give him a fight and put up a little bit of resistance, but that hasn't been the case. He's carving right through them here.
And he strikes him out to retire the side, so we'll play at least 1 more. So they go quietly here in this half inning. No winner yet. On to inning number 11.
Far be it for me to say,
and we are all tied.
You know what they say, never say never. But like,
Josh Osich takes over now to start.
I make halfway decent
11th, and he's looking to get this one to the visiting 12.
Money would be in YouTube ad revenue. And I'm thinking that if I were to do this job as a recruiter, I would have to make it enough that I have to get safe equipment.
He was one of the few guys that really swung the bat well in this game with a pair of base hits. He helped propel his team to a hard-fought win.
And tonight's 1-run game
I guess
comes
it's possible,
to an end,
but
6-5 the final. The Rubber Ducks.
I'm not expecting to be.
Takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door. Striding into the box, Daniel Salter. A couple of walks for him thus far. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And an annoying knuckleball ping-ponging past a swing for a strike. Into the corner and slicing foul. Ready with the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll get a groan from the home supporters here. 1 away.
It's so hard to hit when you're behind the count 0-2, right? You have to protect for the fastball. You have to look for the soft stuff down and away. You're really at a disadvantage when you fall behind 0-2.
Now batting, number 15.
In now, number 15, as he rips it on the ground to second. Broder ranges to his right. On to first, and they're an out away. 2 gone here in the 9th. Standing in, Castro. He comes to the plate as the last chance for his side. 2 out here in the 9th. And this ball swung on and hit to center field, and this should do it.
I've thought about it. But,
he makes the catch, and
they
will put an end to their 3-game skid as this ball game is over.
Basically.
Yeah,
or
that's
else
what
I
you
would
want
have
to do when you're playing on the road.
double the, I would have to do either double the quantity of videos that I do,
if they get one of the
or I would
next
have to
two,
do half
the
of them.
series is theirs.
I made the offer previously
score
that
this afternoon.
I could do
Richmond took the lead in the fourth
position
and
player as
held
well.
on until the end.
People wanted it,
Number
and
71
voted pretty
gets the win
decisively
in
in favor
relief,
at the
his
time.
second of the year. Mort Ball records the save.
No, they wanted to see
39th
more
of the
of
campaign.
Jason.
So that's it for us this afternoon. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, log on to theshownation.com.
Fans, our final line score. First, for the victorious visiting team. 3 runs on 7 hits. No errors. We left 3 men on.
I mean, I would hate to fire any shots at anybody who's doing YouTube because they want to become. You know, I would hate to fire shots at people who do YouTube because they enjoy it. You know, because this is kind of a silly hobby to have anyway. It's one of those kinds of things you would struggle to explain to your grandparents at a reunion. So it's I'm sympathetic to people who want to do it for a career, but I've always felt that having that as your main ambition to try to make this into your career is probably the most transparently phony thing you could do. Quickest thing you could do to make yourself so transparently phony, because if you're aiming to
a young team gets some extra coaching up from their skipper
aiming to
before
create
the first game of a very big series,
a following for yourself, like, you want to make people who are going to stick with you. You want to attract people who like the stuff you're producing, and like, who's actually going after the folks who are just making the same, left fielder or center fielder, power slugging guy who screams like, share, and subscribe after every video, because you go out there and there's 100 of those. Potato, I created Meet Baul apparently on June 14th. So he is about a month and a half old. Mazel tov. I've always felt that if I'm going to bother going to the trouble of making these videos for people, I want to focus on making the videos the best videos I can, and then let the popularity sort itself out. Because if it's not something that people are interested in, then so be it. I started doing this for my own amusement, more or less. But if people do wind up finding it and liking it, then all the better, because those are people who are into the kind of aesthetic, the kind of material that I'm producing, and those are the fans that are going to stick with you. Those are the kind of fans who will support you going forward, as opposed to the folks who just click the subscribe button because you say it and they feel guilty for having sat through a whole video. So, and it's like they say for a lot of things. Don't do it because you're in it for the money. Because a couple of these guys who got in early, notwithstanding, you're never going to become a millionaire playing YouTube games. So you might as well make material that you can look back on in 5 years, 10 years, and laugh at or smile at, or even shake your head and say, God, I was such a young idiot at the time. Because if you're doing this just as a get-rich-quick scheme, it's not quick and you're not going to get rich. So.
Now back to the top of the lineup, stepping in, Gary Spears. And Dan, he and his fellow top-of-the-order hitters haven't really offered much help for this lineup so far.
No, your 1, 2, 3 guys are the ones you look to generate a lot
of
action.
That was a lot
they just haven't been up to the task so far in this one. Still time for them to turn it around, though. We'll see if it happens.
Meaty, what are you doing to that poor man?
When your team is behind this late in the game, it's not a good look for you as a hitter to show no discipline and wave at a pitch that wasn't even sniffing the zone.
Set to deliver on 0-2. Here it comes. And a swing and a miss on the fastball. And there's the first out here in the ninth.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and have backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
From the stretch. That knuckleball dances over the inside corner. One out, nobody on.
Come on, big guy, get this, huh?
It would be a little personal, but I don't mind telling you that I'm in my 30s.
Now he bounces a knuckleball up to the plate for a ball. Here's a strike.
I hadn't thought about it, Wakanda. I guess I could do that as kind of like a giggles kind of thing. Maybe for the last month of the year before MLB Show 19 comes out, I could do like either a new pitcher or I could just switch Jason over to easy mode and just dominate the league.
So stepping in, number 59.
I would feel kind of bad about
something happen. They're down to their final out here in the ninth.
Counter to the whole object of the series.
First delivery to him on the way. And a knuckleball too low, apparently.
But, like, I wouldn't be amiss to doing it with, say, Meet Baul or somebody. Potato, we are still in Double A, unfortunately. Meaty has gone almost 2 full years in the minors, and he still hasn't got the call. Starting to grate on me a little bit.
And tonight's ends as a 3-0 shutout win. The Richmond Flying
71
Squirrels
overall
seal
now.
up their 30th win at home on the season.
Not sure what's holding them
Josh
up.
Turley.
I don't know what the mechanism is for translating videos captions into Spanish, but if that were something that you wanted to do in your own time, I would be very grateful.
With the team's chances hanging by a thread, this skipper calls for a last stand.
Rubber Ducks have locked up the series. We're 3.5 games behind. We may not have a chance here.
Morton Ball takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door. Kicking off the top of the 9th, Zach Shepard, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
They look like they're up against it here, down 3 on the road, trying to come back against the closer.
Oh, and it sailed right over
God,
his head.
Velasquez.
Man, this one is hard to figure. Makes the play on the ball, and the transfer looked good. Then he just sails this thing way over the first baseman's head into the stands.
Look at that.
Bad news, it's an E5.
Unforgivable.
The good news, some fan just snagged the souvenir.
The end of August in 2019.
Now batting, number 83.
Into the box now, Perez. As he grounds one briskly to short. Scooped up on the backhand.
Come on, get him.
And he is
Oh,
in
you
there.
gotta be kidding me.
Hero as a pitcher, that can be so frustrating. You're taught to try to go out there and make quality pitches, and that was a really good pitch. And I would be willing to bet you he's surprised that that turned into an infield single.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's smiling. That hitter's smiling, running down first base, knowing he's got an infield single right there. He has no business. He'll line out probably 15 times, but it won't even out. You take him when you can get him.
Comes set, and the 0-1. Late decision to swing that time, and as a result, it's 0-2. ground, back up the
Oh,
box,
nuts.
and it'll get through into center field. A
that's a
base
run
hit. The
cross.
throw to the plate. And not in time as the run scores.
Everything done right, Dan, on both sides, the defensive side and the offensive side, to send him, and the outfielder made a strong, accurate throw, but that runner was safe.
No doubt about it. That's one of those where you got to be aggressive as a third base coach. You know the outfielder has a strong throwing arm.
Jason
You're taking
is
a lot of
in
things you're trying to get through. A
just going
decision
into
send.
May of
A
2021.
good send in a close play, but it all worked
So
out.
Jason is going
Standing
into
in now,
his
Elliot Cox. Sacrifice
fourth
attempt
professional
here.
season.
There's
Meanwhile,
one.
Meaty
On to
here is
first,
in
but not in
his
time
second.
as he beats it out. So a big moment here and standing in Kenny Wilson, and he does so representing the possible go-ahead run. Tried to golf at it, but he missed strike one.
In a double play situation, that's the location you want a guy to swing at. More than likely, he's going to beat it into the ground.
And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands.
No doubt, some saves come easier than others, and I know this all too well. They're really making wrapping this thing up a difficult task.
Count is 1-2 now. He got him, and it'll probably take a base hit now to get that runner across from
These
third.
guys right with it.
At the plate, Derek Hill. He comes to the plate as the last chance for his side. 2 out here in the ninth. Knuckleball below the knees, 1-0.
This is where I think you
I
find
also
out a
haven't-
lot about a pitcher's moxie.
Also haven't
no one
played
warming
Meaty
up in the
quite so
pen.
much, right?
He's in trouble
I
right
believe
now.
Jason
he
was
knows
like
it.
75
Can he
overall
right
by
the
the time
ship
he
and
got
stay
called up
composed?
in July 2019. Haven't checked
1-0
that.
home.
Haven't
That
checked
is
that.
fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners on
Potato
first and third, 2
Meaty
away.
is just something that I do as a stream only special. He's just kind of my screwing around, having fun kind of live series guy. When I do Jason,
1-1
I
home.
take care of all, I take track all the
Chop
numbers,
foul
and
right at the plate. The count
count
moves
all
now
the
to 1-2.
pitches and stuff. But like Meaty, I just want to go out here and throw some baseballs. Fat Swede throws a knuckleball.
Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. Another one sent foul.
Inside fastball.
That
Oh,
one
blue!
misses, and I think a ballpark
Filthy.
full of umpires disagrees. It's 2-2. Yeah, the rain starting to intensify
do me
here.
like
It's
that, bro?
coming down a little heavier now. We'll see how much longer the umpires can wait.
Yeah, Matt, right now, this doesn't look too good. I wouldn't be
And my guy
surprised if
was
we don't see
always
it.
Nolan Ryan.
Throw on to second for the force, and the ball game is over.
Yeah, he does surrender 1 run, so it wasn't a flawless performance. But in this game, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be good enough to win, and he was.
And this evening's contest
Read
comes to a
books.
close. 5-3 the final. The Flying Squirrels used a 3-run 7th to help the
I'm not
to the win.
planning
Number
to
71
not
earns
planning
his
to
third
stop
win
the
of the
series
year
of Jason
in
Farm,
relief.
just so we're clear.
Mort Ball closes
I'm working
the
on
door for the
more videos
save,
for him,
his
and they'll be coming up in
41st
the
of the
next
year.
couple days.
So that's a wrap for us here tonight.
I'm just
for my
playing
partners
this
in the
tonight
booth,
'cause I
Mark
feel like
DeRosa
having
and
fun.
Dan Plezak and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. And for more, click over to the Show Nation.
Or did you have something else in mind, Beck?
3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. They left 8 runners on base.
Yeah, I still would like to finish Jason's career out, so assuming we're not done with that by the time MLB The Show 19 comes around, which I feel like it's entirely possible, I intend to continue playing Jason into MLB The Show 19. It's going to be a little, I don't know, a little bit strange for him. Because by the time Show 19 comes out, the 2018 standards for FIP and all the others.
Entering the last series of the season, this team's situation is precarious, but not without hope.
The league stats for 2018 will have been set by the time MLB The Show 19 comes out. So I'm not sure how I'm going to handle using Jason's stats, because we got to remember very importantly that all of the stats that he has accrued so far have been relative to
the call from the pen,
2017 real life and
he'll try and take this.
They're already in the middle of it. 2018 season.
Ready for another shot now. Kevin Kramer on the night. He's 2 for 4 with a pair of singles.
Listen, it's not easy coming back off of closers. This guy hasn't been super dependable so far this season, and he's blown several saves up to this point.
Ready with the
maybe of the
1
flying
pitch.
squirrel.
A fastball that he's
At least
way
in the
out
Giants
in front of. A
organization,
swing and a miss.
Kind of a
Set
an
to
hors
deliver
d'oeuvre
on 0-2. Here it comes.
on a very complete
Left
manner.
side, backhanded. Throw will not be in time. So good hustle there is now the possible tying run is aboard to lead things off here.
Did he get
Hey,
it?
that's a heck of an approach right there.
extension.
Leadoff single in the late innings. Team's down a little bit. Let's see if this ends up being a huge turning point in this one.
Digging in once again, Brian Reynolds. He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first.
I don't, because of the way MLB The Show 18 works, or because of the way that the Road to the Show series works, you don't really get the option to retire
there,
formally
strike one.
until you're like 34 or 35. So I don't think, at the rate I've been doing the videos, I don't think it's likely that I would get enough games in that he would be near retirement by the time show 18 was ending and show 19 was coming out. So I think it's entirely likely that he'll probably be, if I were to guess, I would say he'd probably be about 27 or 28 by the time we get to MLB The Show 19, which would be, kind of his peak as a pitcher, more or less, and would allow us to go into 19
So a
with
crucial moment
a whole lot
here and
more,
standing in Eric
kind of
Wood, and he does so
strength
representing
behind
the
us.
possible go-ahead run. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Knuckleball upstairs. Dangerous pitch taken for a strike. Kramer stands at first with 1 out. The next 0-2. Got him looking with the fastball
no,
as that had some
changed the
two-seam
jam.
movement to it. 2 gone. Ready for another chance. Miguel Ochoa. He flew out in his last at-bat. First offering on its way. There's a knuckleball that finds the highest part of the zone. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now. 0-2.
He certainly hasn't been the aggressor in this at-bat. 2 straight takes, so now we'll see if he can change his approach and battle up.
And he struck him out for round number 3. So that'll wrap things up here as they leave the possible tying run stranded at first.
Well, they had to put in a couple of extra
I don't
innings
think,
of work, but hey, listen, a win is a win.
I'm
and
dubious
any win
that
is good,
I'm dubious
especially
that
on the road.
And
Nationals
it's a
would give him
4-3
for him.
finish in this evening's ball game. The Flying Squirrels
think
slugged
he
their way to victory with 15 hits.
He's going to be looking
Stephen
for
Oker
other
gets the win in
opportunities.
relief, his 6th of the season. Mort Ball wraps it up for the save, his 42nd.
42 saves on the season. Mort Meaty,
From
my
my
man.
partners Dan Plezak and Mark DeRosa.
Save
I'm
some
Matt
for the other
Vasgersian.
guys.
This has been a special presentation
Oh,
of
Mr.
MLB.
Sweetheart, save some room for
Ball
later.
comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the ninth.
Number 0, Mort Ball.
I mean, certainly on the basis of his performance this year, he doesn't deserve a $400 million extension.
He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time.
Tough task ahead here as this guy, one of the top save guys in the league right now. He's been very reliable shutting the door.
I think there would be a lot of teams that would pay him for his potential.
Digging in and looking
like
for more. Logan Hill, he
is
singled his last time up.
kind of a problem.
First pitch coming, here it is.
That said,
hard,
wouldn't be
foul.
terribly surprised if I saw him suiting up for the Dodgers, say, the Yankees.
Bases are empty, one man.
Somebody with a lot of money and not a lot of sense.
Here we go. Right now. Come on, guys.
And that one just missed outside.
Hey, we need you right here. One time. Hey, we got one here. One.
Round to first, right to him. And he'll take this on to first, and they're down to their final out, 2 away. Stepping up to the plate, Eric Wood, and he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the ninth. Tried to check it, and it's 0-1.
Hey, let's go right here. Two down. We got 2 down.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Yeah, these guys don't care where they play. They've now taken the first 2 of a 4-game road set, and they're guaranteed at least a split. Now we'll see if they can take the series tomorrow.
And the score finishes 4-1 today. The Richmond Flying Squirrels took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. Josh Turley wins his 3rd of the season. Mort Ball earns the save out of the bullpen, his 43rd of the campaign. So that'll just about do it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com.
Fans, our final line score.
What's up, SoundCloud? This is Valentino Khan, and if you're looking for new music, check out my
Well, I think I'm probably going to close out the season tonight, maybe see what Meaty's contract looks like going into next year. But pretty soon, we are just about done here. We have qualified for the postseason. Woohoo! Go for the Eastern League. We weren't anywhere near the top on strikeouts. But we were top of the league in saves. Not to mention we were a snubbed All-Star. We got the nom, but we didn't get to play. See the meatball, shape the meat.
Any chance young players get to acquire some postseason experience could be a major plus to their development. Having split the first 2 in an extended series, the emphasis is on grabbing the upper hand in Game 3.
And we didn't even get to play a pitch. What a shame. Eliminated from the playoffs by the Akron Rubber Ducks. Dang. We didn't get the call-up either. What a shame. Cubs defeated the Twins. really care. Green Beltray. You offering you a 1-year contract at $56,000 for AA closer. What the frick? Jason had a lot of potential in single A or double A, and they didn't put him, didn't leave him in double A. And he's not even on the 40-man. What a snub. Who do we gotta know or blow to get into this bullpen? It's a disaster. We got Kevin Gausman, Chad Kuhl, Chris Stratton, Jeff Samardzija, and Ty Block. And a whole bunch of guys. Awesome. So, Meaty's through his second season, and he's still in double A. Not acceptable. I don't remember, Tato. It was probably something like 24th round or so. Oh. This is tough. Have I considered to skip a season? Kind of flies in the face of actually playing the game for the channel, you know. It's like, if your goal is to just get to the major leagues as quickly as possible, yeah, you can do that, but like at that point you're not playing the game so much as you're just pressing buttons, simulating through the game and not doing anything. Oh, I know what's going on. The Giants know that they can't possibly release Meaty into the major leagues. The destructive forces he would cause would just be unbearable. MLB would never be the same. Gotta keep him contained. Have to keep him in that nasty little grease puddle. Alright, well, it's been about 3 hours, and I think that's plenty of time for the stream, so I believe I'm about done for the day. So, thank you to everybody for coming out. Glad you showed up. I hope you'll come out next time. Regular Jason Parham videos will be out coming tomorrow. And, yeah, I will catch you sooner or later. So, until next time, I'm Tyrant Saber. I will see you at the ball.